Welcome to another episode of Reseller Evolution. I'm Scott.
I'm Carl.
And I'm Jamie.
Jamie is back.
Yay.
Hey,
Welcome
what's
to
up?
the show.
Hey, thanks.
Jamie and his cat are back.
Yeah, I don't know where it went. It just ran in the room, jumped in a bag, scared itself, and left. So I think we're good for a while.
Okay. Is there a mouse in the house? Maybe it's.
I hope not, but you never know.
You never know, eh? Those little critters, especially near the fall when they're like you open a door and there's like warm air going out. Like I think they feel that and they come in. Is that what you think too, or?
Yeah, definitely true. Old farmhouse too, so like nothing's sealed up like a modern house. So anything's possible. We usually we also have a wood stove as a backup, and I would say it's once a week that there's a bird that comes down the chimney, and I got to get him out of the house. So that's always fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I remember as a kid we had that too. They come out of the chimney. Like I don't know, just
Yeah, you're like, don't be a bat. That's my only
that's
thing.
the only thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we had that happen at our old house. And the funniest thing is my cousins were over from Saskatchewan and the house is already very spooky. And of course, that's the time a bat comes in the house and flies through the dining room.
Is that when you got your servants to catch them, Carl?
Yeah, that's right. I had to get James to go and like run around and get it. Yeah.
Is that the house though? The one with the servants?
Yes.
That was my
servant-
favorite thing recently on the podcast was to find out that Carl was either rich or royalty growing up. I'm not sure which one it was, but I loved it. I laughed for a couple days about that.
Yeah, it was fun, but I was a shy kid.
What movie was it? I think it was The Haunting of Hill House. Did you see that TV show?
That one I actually can say yes. Yes, I actually
Okay,
did watch it.
because so wasn't that one where the old lady ghost was in the bed, but there was like ringing of that bell. That's what you remind me of is a ringing of that bell for the servants, and then it's
Right.
that ghost lady.
I miss that house. I do miss that house. They don't build them like that anymore, right? Because like back then when they built it like 1910 or whatever, 1900, they had skilled craftsmen around who that was their job and they were great all the time, you know? But now to get
Well-
that kind of work done would be crazy. So
Yeah, you could still get it done. It would be crazy money, but I don't think they had an option then. I think that's the difference, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, they wouldn't have had, housing constructed in the 1800s the way they do today.
No, well, there was no Home Depot, that's for sure.
That was
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah.
But there would be like, if you go back to Laura Ingalls and in Little House on the Prairie, there, Charles worked at a mill, so you could go there, then cross the road to Olson's Mercantile and buy some nails. But
Anyway, said, well, thanks for listening.
Yeah, for sure. Trying to keep my my rank in Spotify for the end of the year.
right.
But what's going on, Jamie? What's new? I've been watching your YouTube channel.
Yeah, been trying to hit garage sales on a regular basis when weather permits. I don't really need to. I'm still working through all the inventory I bought from you. I was actually just cleaning and resetting a PlayStation 4 right before this. So, I did a big video game buyout from Scott. So that's been taking up a lot of time. It's not a lot of fun. I mean, it's fun to play video games. It is not a lot of fun to test them and go through them.
I did tell you that's why I wanted to sell them, because I just did not want to deal with it. So.
Yeah. But you start listing them and you see the money come back. It's like, okay, well, this is why you're doing it. But yeah, it's not super enjoyable, but it's worth it.
And you're more game savvy than I am. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're more into the games and all that kind of stuff. For me, it's just like it was just like a headache. You know what I mean? So for someone who is more gaming inclined, I don't know, is that a right term? It was probably a good buy. So, but for me, it was just like, oh my God, like, I don't want to do this.
No, it makes sense.
But I I was happy Jamie came over and bought that, and I think at the end of the day, if he's not happy now, I think he'll be happy once it's all done. But
Oh, no, for sure.
yeah, you're gonna make some money for sure. But um, yeah, there was something in your last video. I texted you to call me, but you're at a ball game. You're at a Jays game.
Yeah. The airplane bookends.
Oh, the airplane bookends.
Yeah, I got your message late, and I'm like, I don't think I should try to. I didn't want to bother you late at night. It was like already like 11.
Yeah. Right now it's fine. If I was working full time, it might be a different story. But
Yeah.
until I get to that point. So what was the question? The airplane bookends. So that was the location where I bought all my diecast planes, all those
Oh, that was the
fighter
same.
jet patches. Were they talking about that at all? Like some guy came in and bought all these model planes and all this stuff.
Oh, they never said. So that was in Tilsonburg.
That was right at that yard sale.
Yeah, no, they had said that she talked a little bit to me about like having more, but she never really said like somebody just came in and bought a whole bunch or anything. Yeah.
So I sold the patches for $300. I paid $400 for everything. I got 47 die-cast fighter jets.
Yeah.
And another 45 or something plastic models that were assembled. And then I had 16 kits still in cardboard in their plastic bags, but the cardboard boxes were open, but they were still in their plastic sleeves. So I sold the 16 for 120 for all of them, and my patches for 300. So I got, or for 310 actually, because I wanted $3 a patch, and the guy offered $2, so it came out to 310. And then the other was 120. So I'm up $30, and I have all my die cast planes, which was 47, and the plastic ones were 40 something too. So
nice.
Yeah. And some of those planes, I said, I think on last week's show, Carl, that 10 of them were over $100 worth. They were called Hobby Master. So if you ever see that out there in a die cast plane, there were 172 scale. Well, there was actually 22.
Okay.
10 of them were on stand, and that's how I knew what they were, because on the stand it said. But when I actually got into all of them, there's a lot that have the wheels down, so they sit. They don't have a stand necessarily. At least these ones didn't. So there was 22 in that value range.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Sales were talking about that. Goodbye.
And then there was corgis too, which are kind of 40, 50, but I have one that was over $100 because of what it was, I guess. And then I still got to deal with all the plastic stuff. So,
what time did you get over on that side of town?
10 to 6.
Oh yeah, super early.
10 to 6.
10 to 6. Yeah. I left here about 10 after 5, and Tilsonburg's half an hour away. So I left the house at 5 after 10, Tim Hortons, and then boom. So yeah, I was there at 10 to 6. I was, and when I saw you at that guy's house that had all the, he was a dealer in toys.
Okay.
He had all the hats. Remember all the hats? You went, and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, though because I bought the Def Leppard hat and the other concert, the Bon Jovi hat, and I saw them there. I'm like, holy crabs, Jimmy must have got there really early. And then I realized, oh, you were there the Friday night.
The Friday, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, I bought those hats, and they were sitting on the table, and I'm like, he got there before me? What the time's he getting there? But that guy was up super early too. Like he was.
Yeah, he's a Goodwill. He goes to like the Goodwill bins, and he does a lot of toy shows and trade shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's a really good guy. He'll give me a call every once in a while and say, hey, I picked this stuff up because I couldn't leave it, but I don't really sell it. Do you want to come take a look? And we make deals. So good person to know locally for sure.
Yeah, I bought a nice little Leslie front end loader for $3.
Wow.
$20 in the booth, right? I got a Gizmo. I think it was $3 as well. Like, it was definitely not more than five, and it works. It just, the battery compartment didn't have the cover on it, right? And he pointed that out. He goes, "Oh, it works," and he goes, and I'm like, well, for a couple bucks, I'm gonna buy it anyway, even if it doesn't work. And then I got a Yoda. You press its hand, and it seems to work too. So,
Nice.
it says something. I don't know if it does everything like properly or not, but I just throw it in the booth anyways. So I think it's supposed to come with a remote control, but I wasn't sure because some I saw with remotes and some I didn't. And they all looked the same to me. So,
Yeah.
but it was a more newer thing. So, but if
Yeah.
you pressed its palm, it talked gibberish. So
Gibberish. You sure it's not the the Baby Yoda thing?
it is the Baby Yoda. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was just about to say the Mandalorian thing.
Right.
That's the show it came from. So, but I mean, for a couple bucks on that too, I think I put 15, 20 bucks in the booth on that. So
yeah, I have one too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and a nice R2D2. Yeah, but it's
Um,
fun. I just want them there to look at. If I'm gonna sit there all day.
yeah, the Yoda might be the tougher one because it is newer, but the Gizmo will sell for sure, and so will the Lesney. And I bought the two hats. I think he wanted $5 a piece or something. So I think I put 15 bucks. One was a Def Leppard concert hat, had 2018, but the logo was cool. The logo was like, but anyway, yeah, no. So, anyways, I did watch your video. But,
Nice, thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Hey, Carl, do you have people locally like that you can kind of go back to?
Well, like fun, strange, like at the booth, I have a regular who used to sell at the market come and sell me stuff.
Okay.
Do I go back to people? Not very often, to be honest. Like I've been doing a different angle, like the private picks are really what I'm doing. But last night I actually did a Facebook marketplace.
Okay.
And I bought 8 long boxes full of comics, all non-keys. No keys in it. So I already knew that. It was like 25 cents, a little less per comic. That's a lot of comics though. Like
Yeah.
8 long boxes, and each one has like 250 plus comics in it. So I always try to encourage repeat buyers like you're talking about, because once you have that system down, it's great. But
yeah,
honestly, it hasn't really happened. So
okay. Well, I find it's obviously going to be more with somebody who's also reselling and maybe just like overbuys or whatever, right? Like it's those relationships though have been for me been really good to find, because some people wind up calling you and asking you if you're interested in stuff, and you're like, well, hard to say no sometimes, right? It can be a good and a bad problem, but
I always tell people, like, for example, like I might be buying a couple. It was a funny thing. Some guy came in the booth asking for Lord of the Rings posters. And normally whenever someone says, do you have this? The answer is always no.
Right.
But in this case, I actually did know someone with them. Right. So, and I've been selling that guy stuff. So maybe he will sell me these posters. Right. But you're right. I really prefer those relationships as long as the reseller has a reasonable price. Like sometimes I've talked to resellers and they want basically what they would get. And it's like, well, there's no room there. But no, I think it's a great idea. Like I went to a thrift store yesterday just because I was there, but that was the first time being to one in a few weeks.
Yeah,
because it's like I love thrift stores, but I just can't get the volume for the amount of time I spend going there and looking.
Yeah,
it doesn't really make sense.
No, and I think that's it. The fact when you don't have to rely on the thrift store, but you can still go there for fun or just a look or whatever, it makes it a better experience going back to the thrift store, because you don't feel like you need it to perform. It's just like, well, if I find something great, if not, I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I really should be working on anyway.
Yeah, and I was pretty lazy when I went. I just bought audio cassettes.
Yeah,
which is like sealed audio cassettes, blanks, which is like a no-brainer for me. It's like I just make a pile of those and then lock them up, and they always sell. So I didn't even look that hard. Although I must admit the store I went to, I hate because they overprice things. You know what's sad though? Like talking about resellers, like I had 3 people at that store who were friends when I first went there, and none of them are friends anymore because that direct, intense competition. You know, when cards come out and stuff like that, it's kind of sad. But
Yeah.
I don't get it. There's nothing I need more like that badly. You know.
yeah, no, I agree. But
I
I
would
understand the competitive thing when the card comes out. Like that brings in a nasty, like a side of us, or at least for me, that doesn't really exist until that, human like greed comes in or whatever you want to call it, survival almost,
Yeah.
It's like the dog with food, like eats it in a second because it knows if it doesn't, it's gone. I turn it to that. How about that?
Yeah, but if I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to dislike Jamie because he gets to a yard sale before me. You know what I mean? Like it just
Right.
like I'm going to be competitive. I'm going to say, nice find, dude. Nice find.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I would be happy that Jamie got it over someone I didn't know. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's not gonna. It's not like that.
definitely the right way to go. What helps me with that though is having lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Gets like slightly less hunger. Like the last thing I needed was these 2000 comics. That's the last thing I bloody needed. In fact, I broke my rule. They're sitting in the car.
I would look at it in a different angle in that if I needed stuff that badly, I'm gonna go to work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I wouldn't have quit Toyota to go and do this if I had a hard time finding stuff to sell, or I had to get that aggressive that I started disliking people only because they got something that I wanted.
Yeah.
Like that's not fun to me. I might as well be working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The fun part is finding this stuff, talking about it, listening to other people's stories, and just doing this. I haven't made any enemies, but I have made friends. You know what I mean? You're talking kind of the reverse. I think people lost friends and made enemies over this, Carl, and that is sad. That is
It is
sad.
sad. Yeah. I only have one enemy.
Like
I go to that thrift store, so I'm okay.
don't get me wrong. If I encounter people with that attitude, I dislike them, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I never liked them to begin with. Okay, you're that type of ass. I don't even want to deal with you. That's different.
Yeah.
But I've never disliked someone that I liked because they got stuff I wanted. That just seems like ridiculous. But it's unfortunate that that's happening. But I could be a little envious, but I'm also happy at the same time.
I'm always jealous.
Yeah.
Especially if you get something right in front of you and you're like standing right there. I'll never forget the person who grabbed the Game Boy off the baggy wall right in front of me where I was standing. And they had full rights to grab it. They didn't like reach around me. But I could have grabbed it if I saw it, and I still remember that. But
yeah. I remember a couple of times where people have acted like an ass to other people. And I'm like, wow, like that's pretty bad. Like I remember someone looking at something and then they just came and grabbed it like I'm taking that, and then they go and buy it. You know what I mean?
Yes, people grabbing things out of people's hands or out of their cart definitely has happened.
Yeah,
definitely has happened. But thankfully, that's more like for me was more of a thrift store issue. Because like where else is like I guess that could happen in garage sale maybe, but garage sales are so you're not seeing the same people at the same garage sale, like if Value Village or Salvation Army or wherever, it's the same. You see the same crowd a lot
all the time at garage sales.
Yeah, but I mean like every single time.
Yeah, every single weekend I see a lot of the same people. I see if I go around like between Tillsonburg, Caledonia, so let's say within half an hour to 45-minute radius of Waterford, I see Waterford vendors out all the time. I'm sure you see the same thing, right, Jamie? And you just see other guys that you see like down the road. I even know what some of these guys that I don't know personally by name, what they're looking for.
Yeah. for sure.
You know what I mean? Because they'll come up and say, "Yeah, you got any video games?" You know,
Have any
and
records?
I know exactly as soon as they're coming up,
Yeah.
you know, or I'll see
Well,
people.
it helps when they all wear baseball caps and they're all kind of this. They look the same. I'm in that group too. Like,
I don't know. I just know that if I see someone that looks for what I look and they're at a yard sale, I won't even go there. I'll go to the
just keep
next one
going.
because like I want to get ahead of them now rather than waste my time picking something where they've already picked. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm going to try to go to the next one. So, I mean, there's smart picking and there's competition and trying to better your chances, but I don't dislike those people. I mean, some of them will even try to talk to you, and I'm like, try to keep it short because I got to move. You know what I mean? But and honestly, I haven't met someone, I haven't talked to someone that was an ass about things. I've seen those people, but a lot of people they'll start recognizing oh you picked what do you do? You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
they actually try to be friendly. You know what I mean? I've had people say like there's a big one over on Cockshot Road or something like you know what I mean? Like they'll engage in conversation, So it's a little different around here. I don't know if it's too cutthroat.
Well,
What
I
would
think
you
the
say,
same here.
Jimmy? Like
The Goodwill bins is the only place where I've really experienced the cutthroat side of it. Like I've had like if you
that
get
is different.
if you
Yeah.
get there early, there's like shopping carts along the wall, and if you throw stuff in it, it's supposed to be yours. I've had people like grab all my stuff out of the shopping cart, throw it back in the bin, and then throw their own stuff in. Rip stuff right out of your hands, like you're playing tug of war over a jersey, and you have to decide whether it's worth trying to actually rip it out of the person's hand or not. People
Oh,
get
God.
into yelling matches. It gets wild, which is kind of the reason why I've kind of like not went there recently. But when I was going there all the time, I was never involved in like yelling and screaming at people, but I definitely witnessed tons of that happening on a daily basis. And people are very aggressive for sure.
Yeah, I only went there 2 or 3 times. That's the one in London,
Yep.
and they are aggressive. But again, that's not yard sale. That's more of a
Yeah.
thrift thing, and that's yeah. Um, but if you know the rules, you don't play hockey that has body contact and say I'm not going to body check anyone. If
Right.
they're slashing, you slash them back, right? Like it's a demolition derby. It's a demolition derby. They make the rules. I'll just play along, right? So,
Yep.
right. So, if you want to get into, it's like a roller derby. So, let's go. But if they know the rules and that's part of the game,
Yeah.
I'm gonna win. You know what I mean? That's I at least try hard to win. So, I'm sure you
I'm pretty passive,
are
honestly.
you
A lot of
like
things like that. I'm like, you know what? Have it. Be an idiot. Basically, I kind of look at it. Depends on how. Like, if someone's being an absolute idiot, I'm just like, whatever, dude.
if
Like,
the guy ripped it out of your hands, GB, you're going.
yeah,
to
but is that one thing worth being kicked out of the store? That's the other way to look at it. Because you know what
Oh,
I mean. It's my word against his word.
yeah,
Everybody around me isn't necessarily my friend either, so they could paint it any way they want. So you just got to be careful and
So
figure out if things are worth it or not. That's all.
I would try to get that sweater back or have it or get it right then and there.
Yeah.
But you can do other things, right? Like you can you can you can give them a little hip check when the next cart comes out,
Oh, God.
right?
Yeah.
I'm with Jamie.
Or he's going to leave this much space, and then as soon as that cart is stopped, you're going to step in front of him and block him out.
I've had to block people at places.
What are you
that's
gonna
my passive aggressive route. Just kind of like put my big butt in the way.
Yeah.
And then they can't get it, whatever I'm trying to get at. I've done that.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
But if someone grabs something out of my hand, I don't know how I would deal with it, because I like with Jamie, I don't want to get kicked out of a place or start something over something stupid, right?
Well,
Right.
I've said this before. I think I said this years ago or something. Like something grabbed something out of my hand, I'd be pissed and I might react. But if somebody grabs something out of Steph's hand, at a yard sale or something like that, like the gloves are going to come off, right? So that's the way I look at it. So I don't know. What do you guys?
Before the end of the show or after the show, Jamie, I have some. I'm going to use you because I need some jerseys checked out. I actually picked up a couple things at a garage sale, and it's like, okay, let's just see if this is anything. So
yeah, for sure.
Like, so you're deflecting.
What do you think? Not on purpose. I'm saying it before I forget.
If somebody grabs something out of your wife's hand, Jamie, what would you do?
I don't know. How big are they?
Yeah.
I don't know. How many are there? For me, it wouldn't matter.
Is he wearing a biker jacket?
For me, it wouldn't matter at that point.
Wouldn't matter?
Not at that point.
If I felt she was physically threatened, yeah, I would do something. If it was just like I said, somebody just being an idiot about it, like I don't know. It really depends on the scenario. I wouldn't say I would necessarily just go to violence or anything like that. So
I never said violence. I never said violence, right? I just said I would do something.
Yeah, I don't know.
You guys are so violent. You resort right to violence, Jamie. I don't know.
When you're in those situations, you're not sitting back rationally talking about it. Like that little reptilian brain goes off.
Yeah. I get the instantly, even when things are reasonably innocent, my brain fires fight or flight real quick. Yeah. And I have a lot of times, I don't know, I'm very quick with my mouth. Sometimes I say things that like I don't even really think about whether it would be offensive or not purposely, but
that's why ADHD does that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm quick-witted, but sometimes that can get me in trouble because then my foot's in my mouth too, right? So I'm very cautious about how I react to things because I've in the past definitely overreacted about nothing, so I try not to. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, if I felt she was threatened, I would definitely try to diffuse or do something. But if it was something that was just somebody, like I said, being an idiot about nothing, I'd just be like, you know what, like just turn the other cheek type thing.
Yeah. Well, if it happened to me, it would be really depend on the day and stuff. But if it happened to Steph, I'm gonna say something.
Yeah, I would do something too. But that scenario for me would be very weird because she doesn't want to go anywhere near any of these places. Yeah. So my first focus is like, what the hell are you doing here?
I think Amy's wife goes almost all the time with you, doesn't she? Like she's in a lot of your videos
when she can. Yeah.
Yeah. I know Steph goes sometimes, so it's very possible.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. Just a thought. I don't know.
You know what? one thing that it's probably maybe unique to me, but I think it's kind of interesting. When I'm filming at garage sales like this time of year, it's so funny when I go back to edit the videos. A lot of times there's a lot of B footage that never gets really shown on YouTube because it'd be boring just watching me walk around in circles, not buying anything. Yeah. But when you can physically see the things you walk past and you had blinders on looking for something else, it's unbelievable how much stuff when I go back and watch these videos that I'm like, man, how did I not see that? That was like right there.
So true.
Yeah. I that would be interesting. Like I don't do videos, so I wouldn't be able to do that, but I'm sure like I didn't see those bookends, but that doesn't mean they didn't bring shit out after because they were still bringing stuff out when I got I was there real early, right?
I agree with all that. Like scanning things too quickly when you're in a rush.
Yeah, you're trying to do the most you possibly can in the least amount of time, but you know.
And if they're bringing stuff out, like they would have brought stuff out, you know what I mean? But, like if you go back to that video, there was 2 model kits there. Because my deal was I wanted all the model kits.
Right.
So did they go back in and grab those 2?
Because or in a box, yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, like I took all the model kits, so there was 2 boxes left there, and I'm like, okay. There was only one thing that I wish I would have grabbed, which was a metal chrome helicopter. It was in a bin.
Okay.
And it was one of the first things I looked at as I was walking up the driveway, and I didn't go back to get it. I got kind of like, overtaken by this big buy and loaded up the truck and then kind of forgot about it. But anyway, I don't know if you saw it there or not, but
No, I didn't. But yeah, I mean, there's like, I can tell you, like, just when I was editing my last video, the one that I guess it'll be for Monday. I'm going through this bin and pulling out these wrestling figures, and in the same bin right in front of my face, I didn't move them out of the way, but I see these like Bob's Burgers posters, which is probably nothing too crazy, but I'm like, how did I not unroll those? Because I'm thinking like, if they're old and vintage, those, like, I probably normally would look at something like that, but I was just so focused on digging in this bin looking for these figures that it's funny, you know.
You had a task in mind, and that was your primary thought pattern.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that sale, I don't think I looked at the bins coming in. I was sort of, I think my eyes were table level, which is also, you know, there's a lot of good stuff when you dig through bins, but I just was in a mode where I started on the other end of town, first off, which my wife said, so that the end of town where you got your buy, my wife calls that the rich end of town. She's like, that's where the good stuff is. And I'm like, well, depends what you're looking for. I want to buy the other end of town. People don't charge as much money, and there's going to be typically I find like older stuff there, but you never know, right? People on the end of town where you got your buy from, I find they ask more money for sure. But
well, I started at the older end of town, but I was there so early in the morning. My thoughts were start here, go around, and then come back.
Yeah,
that town got so busy,
crazy.
It was crazy busy. I was out of there probably 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'm like, I think it was 9 o'clock, and then I went up to Schweberg.
Oh yeah, yep.
Because they were having a town-wide. And then I circled down through Delhi. I went through Norwich, Delhi, and across Simcoe, and then Port Dover. And there really wasn't much else. Like it was just too late, you know. But I even went to Tulsaberg the night before on the Friday.
Yeah, there are lots of times where people do kind of late afternoon Fridays in this area for sure. But
yeah, you guys go ahead and talk. I'll show you something that I bought. But I'll have to describe it to the audience. But
right. So where did you get these jerseys in question, Carl?
I went to a garage sale, and there were like 3 of them. One's more of a jacket. I should have gone and grabbed it while you guys were talking, but I just want to, because I have no idea, right? But it was $20 for 3, so 2 jerseys and a jacket. So it's like, okay, even I'll just try it. The worst thing is I took all the jerseys out of my booth, right?
Yeah.
So, but I'll hold on to these until at some point in the future I'll bring them back.
Yeah, you own these ones. So that's a big difference. The other ones were consignment, weren't they?
Exactly. So, like, even if I did sell stuff after I taken my rent out and the commission out, I was like losing money. So it's like, you know, I've been obsessed with that bit. I got my whole booth is profitable now.
Good.
Yeah. Now I just need to get the minimum wage. So like this last week I did $375 gross. To get to minimum wage, I need to hit about $450. So
is that 1 day or 2 days?
It's 1 day, just Sundays.
Yeah. Just Sundays. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, that's not bad at all.
But a lot of sales this last weekend. It was all small sales, and that's been like the last few weeks, like $5, $3, $10, $20, right?
Hey, you know what? Right now, people don't have money, so they're probably more likely to buy the little small impulse stuff, I would think.
And I have a lot of that stuff. Like, you know what I sell a lot of? And I'm not making money off this is Shopkins.
Yeah.
So I can, I'm sure it's the same there, but I get bags of Shopkins for like $5-6, and there's like, I don't know, 40 or 50 in there.
Yep.
So I sell those, and it's cute. All the little kids coming up because I don't charge a lot, eh? I think I charge like 50 cents each or 10 for $3, and they always buy 10, right? And they come up with a little handful of Shopkins and their little coins. And it's like, okay, this is cute. In fact, someone wanted to buy the whole box this last weekend. I said no. Because I said I kind of like having this to encourage the little kids to kind of like, you know, something they can buy and they can afford, right?
And if you get the little kids, the parents going to be there with eyes looking around too. So I mean,
that's what a horrible thing to say. Yeah, it's totally true.
Yeah, you got to lure the parents in with the kids, right?
Right, not the other way around. That's
right. No, don't do it the other way.
So this was a surprise to find something made in China.
Okay.
This is in Tilsonburg, Jamie, on a Friday night. an old Belgium couple. He has an old, probably a 50s pickup truck. Like it's obviously he takes it to car shows and stuff.
Yep.
And this is in it.
Oh, cool. So what is that actually made out of?
So,
But I mean, it's like a
when,
koi.
when, when I first saw it, he had it displayed in the box. And when I first saw it, what it is for the audience is a fish. It's like a koi or a goldfish, and it's in a circle, like it's jumping out of the water.
Yeah.
And it's quite big. It's bigger than a frisbee, and it's heavy. And the old Belgium guy said, he goes, it's probably worth money, but he doesn't care. But he said it's probably worth money because his son got it as a Christmas gift from a multi-million-dollar company he worked for, and he was an executive. So it's probably got some value. So what I did is I got it home. I paid $10 for it, got it home, and I found a comp. There's nothing on eBay or anything like that, but there's a company that sells these things, and it was like $1,300 US.
Yeah. Wow.
And I'm like, but it's made of copper. It's called a copper koi or something like that type thing, but it's the exact same thing, and it's made in China. So we'll see if it, we'll see what I get for it. But it's just funny. These old, old Belgium couple are probably farmers, sold their farm, got a house in the town, and you know what I mean. But
yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything quite like that before.
Yeah, and it's in the box. It's like brand new, basically, right? So, but
does it hang like reef would hang, or does it have a stand?
It's all one piece, but it does have a flat stand.
Oh, okay, so it's meant to set a table or a desk or whatever. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
It's in its foam, right? So you didn't see the stand, but it actually, it stands up on a desk. I still haven't listed. I think I talked to Carl about it last week, but I still haven't listed it yet.
So bad. It's so bad.
So bad.
This tower of stuff next to me, I'm pretty sure last time Jamie was on, that was definitely there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think it's been there since we started the show, Carl.
Oh, it's so bad. I went to get the jerseys, and it took me so long because I have to be very delicately walking through this basement. It gets to the point where you can't even move, and you don't want any list because you can't move. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
Like, oh, so bad.
I've been trying to clear my shed out, and I keep bringing more stuff in. So I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm waiting for like the sounds of something falling in the background. But so how are sales online? How are you doing online?
It had been pretty good, like really good, but I was running a sale, and I always find as the sale kind of ends, things slow down, and it's definitely slowed down in the last week or so.
Yeah.
But I've just been trying to list more, and I just yesterday started a new sale, so hopefully that kicks things off again. It's been consistent still, but I'd still say overall, if I was gonna like try to like compare it to even last year, I think it's down for sure.
And are you doing EIS and stuff like that?
Yeah,
And
EIS. There's still a good amount. I'd say maybe 1 out of 10 things is going out EIS still. But I mean, the one thing that's changed for me, obviously, this year too, is I've really just been doing eBay and Poshmark, where before I had Depop, I was selling on the US Poshmark as well.
Yeah.
I'm strictly on .ca. I don't have anything on .com, although I've heard people going back to .com. I don't know if you heard about people doing that, Canadians.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit. I'm still not 100% sure. Like, I understand the idea, but I'm not sure the results because it's so hard to tell. Like, people say, I get more sales, but yeah, do you get more sales because you're listing more right now? Because you're like, or you refreshed all your items onto .com, so it looks like new items. That would affect it too. So
true. Like, that would be my concern too. I'm in no way wanting to do that personally, but I have heard people doing that.
I got my top seller back though on
Oh,
.ca because of course I lost on .com, right?
yeah.
Because when I shifted it over. So, but I don't care that much.
I actually got that top rated seller on my card store, which blows me away because I ship 99.9% of things out with stamps with no
Yes.
trap. So I'm like, how am I top rated seller? Like, wouldn't that like ruin your shipping metrics?
Not on .ca.
Okay.
From what I understand, like years ago, they like when shipping was really expensive, we would ship things to the United States without tracking all the time.
Yeah.
And I think they actually took that into account on .ca.
Okay.
So that might be might be the reason they don't care as much because they realized and they never changed it too. That because you used to add like $5, $6, $7, $8 just for tracking
Yeah.
to the United States, which was like so idiotic because at the time, those items still had tracking. It was just a hidden number. So it's like so primitive. Anyways, I don't want to get into.
Have you guys followed any of the news about like the eBay's updates on potential shipping? So they changed like the wording in their policy to allow them to essentially give you a shipping label, much like Poshmark does, where you would not have the ability to ship it yourself. It would be done through them. Have you guys heard of that or like watched any of
Yeah.
that related to that?
I saw Shed Flips talk a little bit about it, but I never really focused in on what they were saying or understand what was being said.
Yeah, I mean, the eBay's goal would be to basically, well, they'd make more money essentially because like if you make any money on shipping, they would just be skimming off the top, right? Like it would be good for them. I watched one today with someone talking about. It was Justin Resells was talking about them potentially rolling it out for new sellers and maybe not old sellers. Like you'd have like an option because I guess in the UK there's a difference. You can either sell personally or as a business. And I think if you sell personally, they force you already in the UK to use this program. Where if you're a business, you don't have to. You can ship yourself if you want to.
Oh wow, they actually forced them to do it already.
In the UK, I think that was one of the test markets for it. Yeah.
Oh wow, there goes my. I was gonna say, oh, it's never gonna happen.
I had
guess
heard
it already happened.
I had heard. Now I don't know that this is true. I had heard too that there's a test market right now in the US, but it's like I don't know if it's like a part of a state or something like that. But I heard they were testing there. So
my question is like, how do they like? I do most of my shipping through Canada Post.
yeah,
And then and UPS actually quite a bit now too because you for some reason UPS when I go to print the labels is actually often cheaper, and both of them are really close. But if they force me to go to FedEx, which is a bigger pain in the butt, just because I bought the label off of there, but I guess yeah, I don't trust like obviously their business, so they want to get as much profit as they can. What I don't like is when they squeeze our profit margins to get that profit, right? And that sounds like it.
Well, I wouldn't mind it if they come up with a. I mean, let's face it. I don't buy something so I can purposely make a couple of bucks more by mailing it. You know what I mean? If that happens, it's a bonus. But I don't look at an item saying, "Oh, I'm going to make $2 more from shipping this." If it is a bonus, it's a bonus. I think I've said it for small things like the good thing about this is, but I didn't buy it for that reason. You know what I mean? Yeah. However, if they could come up with some agreement, I don't care if they make money or not, but if it's cheaper for the buyer because FedEx is going to look after all the shipping so that they're going to make money, but at the same time, it's cheaper for the buyer and it's going to equate more sales, then I'm okay. But if it's going to be more expensive for the buyer and it's going to lessen the sales, I would not be okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the end point would be, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I think it's, I know right now that I will charge $10 for a lot of small things, knowing because if America buys it, I got to go through Zonos. It's going to cost me like $12 to $16. Oh, like, so I'm going to have to eat that extra money. I'm doing that to get sales.
Right.
But if eBay is going to charge $20 or $19 for that same item, and that's going to prevent me from getting that sale.
But I think everybody would be in that boat, or anybody who would, if it's a program, anybody in the program would be in the same boat because it'd be flat rate likely, right? They'd probably do it a lot
Well,
like Poshmark, right? So right now, Poshmark, I think, is something like, I could be wrong on the exact number because I don't physically buy on Poshmark and I don't really look at how much it costs, but I do know it's something like $12.99 is basic shipping on Poshmark. Then you can bundle things together up to certain weights when it changes it. Or the other option is if you don't want Canada Post, they've introduced Pure Later. So I could ship the same thing with Pure Later for $6.99. The only problem with the Pure Later part is it's not home delivery. You'd have to go to Staples or wherever your local Pure Later is to pick it up. But I think it's going to be more like that, where it would be like up into a certain weight is probably flat, like a flat rate for everybody. So it would be this. You wouldn't really be competing only with somebody who is actually charging shipping.
well, would I be competing with someone in the U.S. that maybe doesn't have cross border? Like, so for instance, the U.S. might. I'm just going to throw numbers out there because I don't know, but it's going to charge $10 for someone in the U.S. To buy that in the U.S., but it's $15 to buy it and ship it from Canada.
If I was eBay, my expectation would be that you're using eBay International Shipping Program. I know that's not ideal for you, but if I was eBay, that's how I would feel. Like that's
So
sort of
again, that's gonna affect sales because you yourself too. You do 1 out of every 10 sales is there, right?
yeah. Yeah.
I guess
So
the only counterpoint for me is eBay wants as many sales as they can get because they make more for more transactions than they will get for a bit more profit, but lower transactions, right?
Yeah.
So I don't like whatever the program is. I don't think you would increase the cost for the buyer because if they did, they would lose sales and they would get less percentages off not only the shipping, but the item, right? So
that's what I would think. But
yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
how I feel.
Like,
I might look up the UK thing now that you mentioned it, Jamie, because like I was kind of like people say these things and then they never occur.
well, Jamie
Right.
might have a better insight if it's similar to what Poshmark does. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I feel like that would be this. They would do the same thing. I think you would have to keep it as a flat rate because because like Poshmark just has a really good deal with Canada Post and now with Pure Later, right? So it'd be the same thing. They'd be negotiating an exclusive deal for, like,
So if you were to ship a coffee mug,
mm-hmm.
we all kind of understand the average size and weight of a coffee mug. What would that cost on Poshmark and what would that cost on eBay if you were shipping that to the US?
Well, not to the US because on Poshmark you can't.
Oh, well. Is there a reason for that?
You have to sell. Poshmark is Canadian. Poshmark.ca is Canadian only, and the US site is not available to Canadians anymore, as far as I know. I wish it was, but
Yeah, but do you know why that is? Or is it because of the tariff thing or is that because of shipping?
oh, because of shipping, because your option is a United States Postal Service label. And the way to get around that on eBay, or sorry, on Poshmark.com used to be using Stallion Express to do cross-border shipping. So they would take your USPS labels across the border. And obviously it's all changed, right? Because now all of a sudden
Right.
you can't do that. It's not so simple.
So that brings us back to the square one. Like, you know what I mean? As far as getting a label now to go to the US, which I don't know about you guys, but since I've been using Zonos, my sales have gone up, but it's because, 5 of every 6 is going to the US in the last couple of weeks, right? So if I I don't know if they can do it in Canada, have that same system, and yet allow us to ship to the US.
Well,
I
like I
don't
said,
know. I'm asking.
I think if I'm eBay, I would say, too bad if you want to ship to the US, use eBay International Shipping or do it yourself, because I don't think they're going to force you to use this program. And I don't know if you can opt in and out for certain items. I mean, that would be a great option where you're like, well, I don't need to sell this to the US, or maybe you can have an alternate shipping options.
But you can't do that with Poshmark.
No, Poshmark is Canada only.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one thing I was thinking though, like let's pretend we were in .com in the United States just to get rid of all that extra stuff.
Yeah.
One thing I do find with eBay sellers is their shipping rates are all over the place. So you'll see people like really gouging on shipping. And if eBay controlled it, it would give the customer a more uniform experience on shipping costs.
Yeah.
That would be good. Because like I said, if you're buying something off Amazon, right, it's pretty simple, the shipping, the way it works there. Like, you know what it's pretty well going to be. But if you buy something off .com or .ca, it's like, is it $30 or is it $10?
Right.
And that is very annoying as a customer. So if eBay can unify that or level that as no longer being a factor, I could see actually that being a good thing and would actually increase sales.
As long as it's not forced to go under international shipping, because I know international shipping, as soon as I I still offer it, but as soon as I put, even 30% of my listings have only been changed to allow U.S. buyers to buy, and I'll go through Zonos and go to the post office myself. And that's only been a couple weeks, but my sales have really shot up compared to what they were before. So if there's a way that I can do that and keep going with this, $10 to $15 charge, as opposed to, I can't even imagine what they're paying on, international shipping. The Americans must pay, they got to pay the 10% or the $10 or $15 just to get into Mississauga. Then they have to do another charge and all these other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to affect sales, dude, because I know that firsthand. When I had international shipping, I was only getting this much. When I started offering the others only on 30% of my stuff, I haven't switched everything over. It went like to here. You know what I mean? Like, it skyrocketed.
But it is, hopefully not. And this is we can't predict the future, but like the agreement we have with Canada, US, Mexico, Kuzma is going to expire. So like the new normal might be totally different again. And not to open a can of worms here, but there is no crystal ball to say this is the path forward. So it's so hard to know what's going to happen.
We've talked about that in the previous shows. Like, it's going to get wonky, right?
Probably get ugly before it gets better, I would assume, right?
If it gets better,
yeah,
it might just get ugly. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a pissing match, and then where it lands is just who knows. Yeah,
who knows, right? So that's right. So,
Carl, you said your sales were bad, though, right? You kind of joked around earlier about not having good sales. Were they really that bad?
Let me put it this way: it was less than $2 I got this week. I sent my friend Serge a picture of it because it was just so funny. It's like, here's $1.59 or whatever the hell it was. Honestly, though, it's the old standby of like, you got a list.
Okay.
All my attention really has been on the booth and getting it, all that stuff, because I still have empty spots in the booth. So even though all my profits really come from eBay,
what are your active listings?
900 and something.
Jeez.
But a lot of them are
the postcards and stuff, right? But
yeah, I sold one for $16 though this week.
Hey.
So they're not. Yeah, I like postcards, but I haven't done that in a long time. But yeah, I must have 600 postcards or something.
Okay,
so I'm just guessing. Of course, I have 894. So I actually have been listing a few things. Some like nice Disney pins.
Nice,
really good ones, like $70, $80. I haven't sold them, but that's how much they literally like. That's fair prices.
Yeah.
And I brought a bunch to the booth. So the Disney pins are cool though. They're really nicely made.
They are. They do make a good chunk of fake ones, which is kind of scary.
Yes.
But the ones you have, are they like on the card and everything still? Or no?
No, they're not.
Okay. You can usually tell. The colors are really wonky on the fake ones normally, but
they're legit. Like the guy I bought it for, these are Disney store ones.
Oh, store, yeah.
And the guy who sold them to me worked in the Disney store, and he wasn't. I didn't get any weird feelings. There was no Temu kind of feeling there, you know. So I'm sure they're legit, but Yeah.
As
So
far
yeah,
as
my
Disney's
sales
concerned,
were
it
being
doesn't
crap.
matter.
But sorry.
I said, as far as Disney's concerned, it doesn't matter. So the point of them is to take them to the park and trade, right? So I can trade with you or Scott if you have pins
Right.
freely if I want to, but cast members and then cast members have boards in like different parts of the park. And it's meant that it's probably meant for kids, but I do this anyway. You can trade your pins, right? But half of the ones on the board, are fake. All the ones I bring are not real. Just because that, like, but they don't, nobody cares. It's just meant to be a fun thing. But they'll
I was
take like,
reading about that and how they gunned down on that
yeah, a
because
little bit.
people.
I've never,
Yeah.
I've never once had them say like, I won't take this pin though. Like, yeah, I don't know. They seem to not really care. I mean, I think it's just so diluted with them in circulation. It's sort of like, well, whatever.
Yeah. Fake. Well, it's hard because you don't want to spoil the fun,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the point of Disneyland, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although I'm sure maybe not at the corporate headquarters, but
So do you ever try to, I asked Scott this, I think when we were talking on the phone one day about
yeah.
running sales, and I don't think Scott really does run sales on his store, but do you?
The only thing I do is send offers to watchers.
You never run
Which I
5 or 10?
probably haven't done in months. So
Okay. You don't take inventory and just throw like 5 or 10% off and just like, you don't do stuff like that?
no, but what I should be doing is ending and relisting.
Okay.
Because when I end and relist, I drop prices by 10%. So
you'd be smarter to drop just 10% off the price, because you're going to get a huge bump from eBay when they want you to do that. I would say within the first day of doing that, you'll get all kinds of like action in your store. It's really surprising. Like it's a
sale. You mean with a sale? If I did a sale, right?
Yeah, if you ran, it's like a wave. Yeah. It just all of a sudden you get all this interest in your old junk again, and then it does fall off. It's not like it's this thing that's going to last for 30 days because you get a 30-day sale on. I've actually talked to people who will turn it on for like a weekend and then turn it off just because it doesn't matter after that, right? They're just trying to get that wave going.
Well, I'll try. I don't care. Like
you should, yeah.
My store's stagnant.
Yeah.
Which means a lot of my stuff is probably overpriced anyways.
And you can search by when you're running a sale, like when you're picking your item, just click on the button or the section that says days listed on site. And you're like, okay, so this has been on the site for 900 days. Like, I think I could probably,
that. I didn't even
yeah. So do that instead of like pricing or anything. And then you'll see your oldest inventory and you can target that, because you don't have to run a sale on your entire store. You can actually I just did one and went up to 150 days. So if it's over 150 days on eBay, it was going to go on sale. What sale really depended. I ran 3 different sales, but
I will definitely do that. I'll do it after the show, but I will definitely try it.
I'd be interested to know if you think it, did anything for you.
Yeah, because I do have a lot of stagnant inventory. Like I was somewhat used. My booth is taking all my attention. So, but really, like I said, all the profits really is eBay.
Still eBay, yeah. But I mean, part of it's for you. You're retired. Part of it's the fun of it too, right? It doesn't have to be income all the time. You're not relying on it. No,
I'm obsessed with my Excel files. I discovered pivot tables and all that stuff, and yeah, Scott's like, "What's going on, man?"
I'm talking about that what's again. Going on. I'm not getting in that conversation again.
I'm kind of like, I'm probably lean heavier towards Scott. I'm more obsessed with my bank account than my spreadsheets, but as long as the account looks good, I don't care what the spreadsheet says.
Well, I just look at it this way: like, I don't have a store like a Walmart, and we're I guess when I talk like this, I'm about to go back to your zone A's and B's and C's and all that.
My zone H is doing really good now.
I just like, imagine, Jamie, your store, your booth, putting that into zones just to see. Like, I just move it from the floor on a shelf. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I can
tell you my wife would, though. My wife would run it just like Carl, because it's her personality, and I think it's a personality thing, honestly.
Oh, it's definitely a personality thing. There's no question. There's no question about it. And Carl might be good at it, where I wouldn't be. Like, it would be like nails on a chalkboard. You know what I mean? To me, like to be that
For sure.
Like,
I'm a numbers guy. I've always been a numbers guy. That's
well,
what I enjoy.
I think we're all numbers guys. Like, it just depends how you want to get those numbers. Like, when I go to a pick, I'm all about the number, right? And Carl has to know the number ahead of time. So we're all number guys, but I think it's how we get to that number is the process is where we're different. Carl, what do you think?
As I get more experience, like buying stuff, I'm not doing Excel sheets for stuff like that because, like,
but you still want to know the number, and you still try to calculate it. You add it all up. You do piece by piece. You take a piece of paper, right? You said.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah, I don't do that. I do you do that, Jamie? I'm going to say no, but I don't know for sure.
No, I don't. No.
No, you just add it all up in your head, like when you did that $6,000 NASCAR buy.
Yeah,
you kind of looked around and you kind of had a gut feeling of what this stuff is worth.
Yeah,
and
try to see the value and what you're going to get back, and kind of make this.
If the guy asks $8,000, you're going to say no, but if he asks $6,000, you know there's meat on the bone, but you want to go to 4. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But you're not wrong. Either way is not wrong. It's just you do what you got to do. But I'm just saying, personality wise, I am not going to get a pen. I don't want that person to think I'm that serious. First of all, in the negotiation, you know what I mean? Because then they're going to want.
I'm not pulling out the laptop when I'm negotiating and in front of them. It's like, okay.
No, you're bringing out the phone, which is an old laptop. It's an old school laptop.
I just do that so I don't make mistakes. Like, I shortchanged the guy last night for the comic books by accident. It's like, oh my god. It's like there's not enough money here. It's like, oh, whoops. Anyways, yes.
I had that at a yard sale. I bought $8 worth. Let me see how this worked. Oh, so I had a $20 bill and I bought $12 worth, and I told the guy he owes me $8, and so he brought me $12, and I'm like, no, you owe me 8, not 12, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, so he was thinking the reverse.
That happens for sure. Like the guy after, like when I gave him the money, I had the amount in my wallet to the perfect amount, and I just forgot a 20. Like it didn't come out for some reason, right? And the guy, I was talking to the guy, and he said people have e-transferred me twice as much as they're supposed to do, giving me extra 20s. I've had that happen in the market, people giving me too much money, and I've had to go after. It's like, okay, well, thanks for the extra 20, but it happens.
I've got it to where you get so kind of, there's so much stuff like, did I pay this guy or not? Like I've had that situation, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure I paid the guy. But if he asks for payment, I'm going to say, oh, like, did I pay you or not? You know what I mean? So
when my parents had a store, people came in and asked for change, and it was a distraction scam where they know that humans are not good at doing math, especially when a lot of things are going on. And you get that sort of thing where it's like, oh, you didn't give me, can you give me change for this? And then, oh, actually, can it be this and that? And people will do these errors and give them more money than you're supposed to. So.
Yeah, there's actually, I can talk about that off the air. Because when I was doing security and stuff like that, that was a big scam that was going around. Basically, they give you $100, right? And they want something for like $3. I don't know. I'd have to think about it again. Yeah. But. And then they ended up saying, well, they want change or something. And then they say, you know what? I got the exact change here. So give me this back. So they ended up getting more back.
Yeah, no, for sure. I take out the calculator even for the simplest things at the booth.
Yeah.
It's so easy to make that mistake.
Yeah.
It's like someone wants 3 things and there were $3.50 each. And I said, oh, I just can use the calculator to make sure. And he says, oh no, it's $9.50 I owe you. Well, actually, no, it was $10.50.
$10.50.
That's right. He wasn't doing it on purpose. It's just that,
Yeah.
Anyways.
But
I had an interesting one at the arts. So this is sort of the opposite. Well, maybe not opposite, but there was a box full of Apple accessories and headphones and stuff like that. It was just sort of like a grab box, right?
Yeah.
Had a clear price of $10 on it, and I'm like, oh, I said to the older woman, I'm really only interested in these two things. I'd still give you $10, but I don't really want the rest. Oh no, we're selling it all together. And then I'm like, oh, okay. So well, I'll take it all then. And I gave her a $20 bill, and she insisted that she said, so that's good, $20 then? I'm like, no. I'm like, it's $10 for everything. She's like, well, I don't think so. I'm like, what? And then she calls some other lady over, and they're kind of discussing it. And the other lady's like, yeah, you can take those two things for $10, but I prefer you to take the rest. And the other woman's like, we're letting it all go for $10. And I'm like, it literally says $10 on the box. And then the woman's like, oh, I guess I didn't see that. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm honestly not trying to barter with you. The price is on this. Like, what?
yeah, I'm giving you what you're asking. You know.
Yeah, it was really funny. It was very awkward because the woman that was sort of like trying to barter with me, or reverse barter with me, I guess, was like probably like 80 years old. So I'm like, I'm trying to be nice and respectful, but at the same time, I'm like, there's no way I'm giving you $20. Like, what are we talking about?
I've had those experiences a few times. Yes.
Yeah, funny.
So 2 weeks ago was Tilsonburg. Did you go out this weekend? And this is going to you, Jamie, but also Carl. Did you guys go out this Saturday?
Yeah, it was the Port Rowan townwide. I went out, and the majority of it's in like the 55 plus community.
Yeah.
And there's usually some good stuff there. And then the town itself has a yard sale as well. So I went out for maybe 2 hours and got some good stuff.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I went there Friday night to Port Rowan because I went to Ingersoll on Saturday. Note to self, do not go to Ingersoll.
Oh, it wasn't good?
There was tons, but it was all modern. Like they probably ordered on Temu or something. Like it was like those expandable water hoses. It was light bulbs. It was all new small stuff. And the whole town seemed to be in on it. You know what I mean? Like I bought some stuff, but I went to Port Rowan and St. Williams. I went through St. Williams to get to Port Rowan on the Friday. So I got some decent, okay stuff, but
people in the subdivision actually have stuff out Friday night too?
I would say maybe 15 of them, which if you know the subdivision, it's quite large. So that's a small number.
Yeah.
But it's still, at least like it was for a Friday night. It was pretty good. But,
yeah, sure.
I bought a couple things, but I actually bought from this guy in St. Williams who had like an old barn. And I bought like brass oil. Oh, what were they? They're not. They're off like old steam engines, but they're like glass with brass surroundings, and the fuel would be in there, but not. I don't know. I forget the actual name of them, but I got 4 of them, and they can get like $60 to $100 a piece, so that was all right.
Yeah.
I bought some old, the old station, the gas station. They have the oil bottles. Well, they would have like a cap that screws on with a spout on it. So he had a bucket of those. I don't know. There was probably 8 in the bucket. I said, how much for the bucket? He goes, $10. So I'll probably get like $10 to $15 a piece. So that was okay. But yeah, most of the good stuff would come out on Saturday. But I probably should have went there instead of Ingersoll. But
yeah, it's good. How about you, Carl? Did you get out?
No. I didn't go this last weekend. The previous weekend I did, but it was only because it was like where I live in Orleans.
Okay.
And the problem with that was everything was so spread out. It wasn't like it was a community garage sale, but for way too large an area. So there wasn't a concentration you need. In fact, I was talking to someone this Sunday who had one here, and they made $4.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So it was. I don't think it It's not concentrated enough. Like you don't want the whole area because then people are driving around with not a lot of them. But if you had it in a small little area, it'd actually kind of be better, right? But honestly, I can't walk around my basement, so I'm not itching for more stuff.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've been trying to concentrate more on these private picks. So I had one a couple of weeks ago. Was it last week? Time goes so fast, eh? I think maybe it was just last week where I bought a bunch of Barbie stuff and not too much Barbie stuff, but actually I can't remember the name of it, but like a Canadian brand of stuff with some good stuff in there. And I had to process that, and I have like pirate Lego ships over there I need to go through. And those are worth a few $100. So it's like I get the itch, but I don't really need to scratch it. Except for, of course, last night when I went to buy the long boxes, but it's just like, okay. So no. But I've never been a huge fan of garage sales. Like, don't get me wrong, they're great. Like, you can find amazingly good, cheap stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm not itching enough to do it.
What was your best finds there, Jamie?
I think they're all on my Monday's video, but there was a Marvel. No, this Monday coming up.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because the last one you did was Tilsonburg, I think.
Yeah. I'll tell you a couple anyway. I'll keep some of it as a surprise. One thing was somebody sold me a Marvel Thanos glove Lego. Their kid opened the box at Christmas, or their grandkid probably opened the box at Christmas, and the bags were all sealed inside. They basically opened it, realized they were in over their head, and then shut it. So. Yeah. So $5 into probably, I think, even open box is probably 90.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I found a Techniques cassette deck, one of the silver front ones from, I think it's probably 70s, and it's probably $130, something like that. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
So on your Tilsonburg one, you got a radio system, a
receiver or something. That old Kenwood thing. That thing is a tank. I almost don't want it to sell because it'll be like $1,000 to ship. It's so heavy, but yeah, it's cool. There's it's one of those weird things where there's a whole bunch of similar ones that I've sold, but that particular one, there's just one that's listed really high. When you look, there's constantly watchers. There's people looking at it, but it's certainly priced too high probably. So I don't think I'm going to get $800 for it, but I wouldn't doubt that I get $650 or something.
Yeah, if you send out a best offer, there's a good chance if you have that many watchers.
Yeah. I just turned off today, so not the ability for offers. I always send out offers usually every morning, but I've always had offers available on my items on eBay.
Yeah.
And I just got to the point where I'm sick of the lowball offer. I'm like, no, I'm not even. I already got messages from something I just listed like an hour ago, and it was like, hey, would you take some insulting amount? I'm like, nope.
I don't answer them and I block them.
But do you have offers available on your items?
No.
You turn them off. How about you, Carl?
Yeah, I've never had offers. No, I don't do offers. I don't do promotions.
Okay. I do promote, but yeah.
If someone sends me an offer and it's close, which has happened, only 10% off or something.
Just in a message.
It's funny because through the messages, you used to be able to send offers through messages.
I remember that. And then,
it seems to be half. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't really understand. And that was great that you could just send it through the offer because I didn't have to go to the listing or do anything. That's just, I liked that thing. Maybe it was the .com versus .ca thing.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, because I remember that too, but it's not available anymore. So maybe it was a .com thing.
I think it's a .com thing.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't do offer. I never put offers on my stuff because I just don't like the back and forth. Right. Yeah. When I get a sale, it's done. I get that notification, it's done. And for promotions, I just don't believe in them. Which is why I never done those.
And I'm going to give you kudos here where kudos are due, Carl. So what happened is because I'm paying the 10% of the duty, I took my promoted listings off, which was always set at 10%. And my sales have been have gone up. Now, would they be more? Probably, but I'm not eating 20%. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's the balance, right?
it's the balance. But by opening up and selling to the US has increased from where it was. So in my
You
mind,
do
I'm
that
just
too.
gonna I'll just eat that 10%. And in all honesty, I barely got over 400 listings, and I
Yeah.
mean my last 2 weeks were really good. So not great, not like old school numbers, but I mean they were. I'm okay with it. Like I'm better than what it was before that. But like I sold a train for 400 and almost $500, like $500.
Yeah.
But
See, there you go.
um,
That,
a
that's the thing, though, Scott. I think because of what you're selling, promoted listings probably wouldn't help you that much because how many people have that train? Who are you
yeah,
trying to get ahead of? If you're trying to if you're in a category that has like 1,000 of the same thing listed, promoted listings are going to help you because you're going to be above the other people. But
If I was
you don't
selling
sell stuff
pins,
like that.
and
if I was
and
selling pins, and there's like 100 pins exactly the same, no differential,
Yeah.
I might promote in that case because of
Yeah.
what you said.
Want to get ahead, right? But yeah, and Scott, most of your stuff is like one-offs that you sell anyway, right? Or we're
yeah,
not one-off, like
for the most part, or there might be like 2 to 5 available or something. Like for the most part, like
yeah,
like even the toy soldiers. Technically, I'm the only guy out there selling for the most part used at a very heavily discounted to begin with, and a lot of them are, you could say, toy soldiers, but they're retired, and a lot of them come up as I have to go on and search and find other sites to find kind of to make sure that the right one is in the right box. You know what I mean? Or it's
yeah,
complete with all accessories. Um,
And I would say your Zonos work you've done might have made a bigger difference than taking off promotions. You know what I mean? Like
oh,
that.
for sure, for sure, for
So
sure.
it's hard to tell what actually has happened. That's
Well,
the thing with all
I'm
this
going to
stuff.
say I'm better off taking that off and doing it the way now through Zonos than I was like 4 weeks ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or you
But
didn't have Zonos. Yeah.
there's even been some Canadian sales. Like I sold two very large wooden masks for 150. One guy bought them, $300, no promoted listing. Like no, like it feels so good to go in there and see eBay not taking so much shit off my stuff, right?
yeah,
Because it's kind of frustrating. But on the back end, I mean that's Canadian, so that didn't get tariff. But for the most part, too, like all my GI Joe stuff, I've been selling a lot of that kind of stuff. Like it doesn't get tariffed anyways because it's made in the USA. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
um, and a lot of times it says made in USA right on it. So, but anyway, and I haven't had any problems. They've all gone through, either delivered or en route. Like they've gone out of customs. There's been no problems going through Canada Post. So, I think that was another thing that I was kind of like, is it going to be held up? Are they going to be opening up every part? Like, for the most part, it just goes through. So I haven't
yeah,
had a problem. Knock on wood, but I haven't really had a problem. But just to let you guys know something to look out for, and I didn't have the name like 5 minutes ago, but brass engine, brass gas engine, drip oiler, hit and miss for steam engines. So what they are, they're about this big. I got different sizes, but they're brass on the back and top and bottom. They would have hoses, or like I'm seeing ones threaded here, but they would have hoses where the fuel would go in and out of them. But they're gas. You probably seen tons of them, Jamie. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about or not,
yeah,
but now that you look at them, you'll see tons of them out there because you're in farming community, and they're going to be all over the place. And you get into a barn or an old garage, grab these things because I'm looking at them here, like $55 sold comp, 154, 48, 104, 69. Like I can send you pictures of the ones I got, but I mean I wouldn't get them if the glass is broken, but I don't know, maybe they sell there too. I just get them if they're in good shape. But old steam engine
Oh,
stuff.
will you sell them at your booth though, likely, or online?
Oh, I'm gonna go online. They're like this big and they're light, so they're perfect for shipping. Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but I can send you guys pictures after, or you can just look them up. But yeah, like I don't know. He opened up a drawer and there was like I think there was four actually, four of them, and I'll take those. So $10, like all for $10. Oh, $10. You know, he just wanted to clear out his garage. But anyway, anything else?
I was just wondering how Jamie's booth is going.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
it's been going good, but
Oh, good.
I think we've this time of year. I've even noticed in my other booth in Delhi when I was running it, it is not the best time of the year. I feel like right now people are out at their house doing stuff and they're not in buying mode. But it's been good. It's been way better than I've had in past experiences. So it's slower, but it's still really good.
Okay, good.
So last month was really good. This month is really slow.
Okay.
But we've only got into the first half, sort of. What are we at? On the 10th. But Aberfoyle was going on, Jamie. I don't know if you know what Aberfoyle is. It's a big antique boot.
Yeah.
It's
you were gonna go sell there, right? Or
so
something
they
like that?
yeah. So they had this Saturday was their like open to the public. They do that twice a year where there's vendors. They're open up every weekend. But then twice a year they have these big shows where other vendors can come in and you can rent space because it's a huge lawn. So just to let you know, because a couple of guys I know went there, I won't get into it, but I was going to go there, but I wish I would have still planned on it. So I know one guy that did 11,000 in sales there.
Wow.
Yikes.
It's pretty good.
So these guys went. I don't know what they did in sales. They had a very good time, and they estimated there was. I'm just choking on a dry throat here. Hang on. So they estimated, or they're not estimated. This is the numbers that they gave this year was in one day, one Saturday, 6,500.
Wow.
And the fall one last year had 9,000 people go. And their record day was 16,000 people. They charged $10 entry fee, unless you're a vendor. And I think the space is pretty reasonable as a vendor. But imagine having like 6,500 people go through.
Oh my God.
Right? So and last fall, so I'm going to try to get into the fall one. You have to kind of be, I think there's maybe a list, but you kind of have to be vouched for to get in because they're very like it's got to be certain things.
Yeah.
And it's got to be antique. It's got to be old. It's got. I mean, it can be vintage, but I don't know. I don't think they'd allow like video games only. But if you had a video game system, you could sell it. Comics. I don't think they'd want comics only. If they're old comics, for sure. But they could definitely allow a box of comics. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of thing. So, yeah. But really, they want old stuff. They even say that on their webpage.
They don't want their people selling their 3D printed stuff and their Temu and their Amazon returns.
They won't let you in, and you have to be kind of vouched for by other, vendors that's been doing it for years. So where am I going with this? So they take a lot of people that go to the antique booths those weekends. They pull a lot. So hopefully it starts to pick up like mid-June going forward. But you're going to see that. You're going to recognize when they have certain shows go on that your store is just slow.
Yeah.
That affects us too. Yeah.
And when I think about it, maybe last month was really good because people were coming in stocking up. They were buying stuff to sell at this market where you can get more money, right? Because there's city people there. There's people that, you know, sell differently. So anyway, so that could be where the story gets a little slow right now. But
Yeah. Yeah. I know Ryan, the owner, or I guess his family owns or whatever. He said
yeah,
traditionally that store has been kind of slow. He kind of expects it to maybe in a month or so pick back up to what I
yeah,
mean, if just looking at like the history of how the store performs. But yeah. I mean, overall, I'm really still enjoying my experience there regardless. So it's a totally different thing.
yeah. So don't you're every now and then you're going to have a slow month for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
but at the same time, when you have a really good month, it makes it feel good too. So
Yeah, I would have had a crummy month last month, but in the last weekend, I think I sold like a NASCAR jacket for like I think 120, and then a bayonet that I got from the NASCAR buy, same thing for like $120. So I'm like, all of a sudden, it jumps up like a little bit, right? So it's kind of nice you get those bigger sales to
yeah,
kind of save you at the end of the month. Not that those are huge sales, but they're better than like the 5, 10, 20, $30
Yeah, which was my last weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Anything else, guys? Or do you just get into the questions or what?
Yeah.
Well,
It's going.
I do have one question for you. Just because I mentioned to you guys before we started recording that I just did an interview with a guy that has like an AI listing company. I'm just curious, what are your thoughts on AI listing in general? Have you used anything like that besides like maybe using ChatGPT to help you write a description?
I haven't. I
Yeah.
haven't used AI. Um, Listen, if it was a system where I had a light box and I could set something in there and it would scan it, take all the photos and everything,
Yeah.
and it would pull from like I don't know old eBay listings and kind of fill in all the blanks. Like I
Yeah.
would love something like that. But if I got to pay something a month and I still got to take the photos and I still kind of have to type in the crap,
Yeah.
to
You're
me
not
that's where all the time is. You know what
you're
I
not
mean?
you're not too far off. I think you need to take quality photos so that the product can discover what it is. But this particular one actually has like a secondary program called Worth It built in, where it'll go to eBay, check sold comps. So it's actually getting all the information in directly from eBay, and I'm thinking it's using partially a sell similar. It fills in a lot of stuff for you. Like you have to go back and make sure that it's right. But I'm really impressed with this particular company. Um,
You can mention it. I don't. We don't care.
I don't
It's
care.
the Flow Lister AI. It's a pretty new company. I've tried a bunch of them. Even the company that I talk about a lot on my actual show, like the Sidekick Tools, they have one too. But the Sidekick Tools one is just a plug-in with Chat GPT, and it's okay, but it's not great. And it also focuses on Poshmark, where I always use eBay first and then go from eBay there for drafts. It's pretty surprising. Like you could make a listing with quality photos in less than a minute. And if you really wanted to be, if you're really someone who doesn't like to list, you can also use the other mode where you could upload 10 items all at the same time. It'll separate them all because it can do that, and then it'll make you 10 drafts, and you can just go back and take a look at them. And the pricing is, I've always kind of fixed the pricing. It prices stuff too low so far from my experience, but
Yeah.
it's crazy. I could see why people get hyped up around stuff like this when you find a good one, because it takes a lot of the work out of it for sure. You're just basically a photographer at that point, and you want to fact check stuff after the fact, but it's pretty crazy how good some of this stuff is getting.
So let me just play devil's advocate so I can learn it better. Okay, so
Sure.
I'm gonna. Is it much different than taking the photos yourself and then sell similar?
Yes, it is, because I think when you rely on self similar alone, if you do not go back and look, I don't know how many listings are wrong to begin with. There's
Okay,
a lot
but
of wrong things in there.
so
If you
okay,
find a good quality listing to start with, sure. then
Okay,
yeah,
so because I might have misunderstood because I thought you said you have to go and check to make sure it's all correct, even using the
I
AI.
would anyway because I'm very particular about the
Okay.
listing. Yeah, like it's not like you got to deep dive everything, but you're just going to scan through and make sure that are important are filled in correctly for you. But like I said, it fills in a ton of it with uh, way more information than I would ever put in for sure.
And okay, so again, just devil's advocate, so I can kind of see if it would be worth it for me. Like for the most part, when I go through it, I'm not really changing a whole lot. I'd be more like hitting the delete, or the garbage can on the side. If I don't know if this is true or not, I just hit the garbage can.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
You know what I mean?
yeah, and then
And then I go down. Do you have to put in your own description? I'm sure you
the,
do because it.
oh, the description is better than anything I could write, and it actually will even take if you put so like for clothing, I would do like pit to pit and then the length. It'll actually read the measurements in the photo. If you take a picture of the tag, it'll make sure that it has all. It will fill in. This is just for clothing because it's something that's easy for me to describe. It knows it's made of cotton now. It knows the percentages. It knows the blends. It knows the size. It knows where it's made, and it does all that. It'll do all the colors for you.
So so, and maybe I'm doing it wrong, but if I put photos with a ruler, I'm not putting those measurements in the description anyways. The only thing I'm really putting in the description is I'm kind of repeating the title, and then I'll put defects. And then I have a template that says, please feel free to call, to ask any questions, and
Yeah.
please refer to the photos for further details.
No, I do the same. I copy the listing title and I will put in like, a little abbreviation, anything that I want to document, like look at this, refer to photos, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it's considerably different. It's like anybody who
Okay.
actually wants to read what it is or what's wrong with it or anything about it, it's pretty impressive for sure.
I
Okay.
Is it
think,
for everybody? Is it for everybody? No, but is it for somebody who doesn't like the list? And if you had inventory, you could list 50 things this afternoon and it wouldn't take an hour of your time. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. And you would have higher quality listings than you would have created yourself. I can tell you
So
that.
if you were doing clothing,
Yeah.
it would probably be good. But if you were doing, let's say,
Okay. I did video game lots.
yeah,
And so I got a
that,
bunch of loose Atari games from you. I
yeah,
took a picture of all the games.
yeah,
It did the lot title. And then in the description, it said every single game individually and
yeah,
said if there were flaws on the actual picture of it. So if there was something wrong with the actual sticker on it, it would
right.
tell you that.
Okay.
So no, you could take a picture of a whole bunch of things and make a lot, and it'll tell you what's all on the lot. I did that with Disney Infinity characters and Skylanders the other day, and it actually found all the characters and listed them in the actual listing, which
So
is pretty.
that's like
Yeah.
Google Gemini, right? Is that like Gemini?
I've never used Gemini, to be honest. I've used ChatGPT a ton, obviously, but yeah, I never really play around with Gemini.
So I'm just wondering if they use Gemini or kind of a connection to that, and then it'll tell you all that. And then when you do a Atari lot, are you selling it as a lot or are you selling it individually?
Games
Like,
under
is your
10.
search the lot? Like what you just said, is that a search for the lot and you're selling it as a lot, or is that a search for the lot and
Similar.
then you list them separately? Like I'm just asking. I don't know.
No, in that case, it was similar lots because when I went through the games that I got you, I looked them up personally, and anything under $10, I threw in a
Lot.
sell as a lot. But when
As
I
a
went
lot.
to go list it, it's using similar lots. So it's not like it's basically using it uses eBay's API, which is basically what any app would use.
Yeah, I like AI. Like I use it for different things. So
Yeah.
this is something I'd be interested in
I'm
looking
not
more into.
I'm not
But
trying to sell it to you or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, I think anybody who gets on board with something like this, if you can find a good one, because I've used a lot that were bad. And then, like I said, I've tried to manipulate ChatGPT to work for me in a lot of ways too. Like I use it still for cards. I'll scan a card, throw it in ChatGPT, and it gives me a basic title to search on eBay.
Yeah.
But this is like 10 steps above that for sure.
Yeah,
It's just,
because what it's saving you time in is creating a listing for each of those. That takes time to do. It's easy to do. Like it's not doing anything we can't do manually.
no.
The difference is now if I had 10 cards and I can take that picture and it creates 10 lots, just drafts, and it fills in all that information. And it fills in the information just not based on one comp, but it can take a bunch of comps, combine it to get much better specs.
Yeah.
Then hell yeah, that's great. You know, and then you have to, but I think it really depends on what you're selling. Like
I think it depends on what you're selling.
Like if you're selling things like where there's a lot of comps and a lot of like, or with UPC codes, you know, like CDs or even video games, it's great. You know, and for me, I could see that being useful for like comic books as well, right?
Yep.
But sometimes I think it really depends on what you're selling too. Like, because you know, if I'm doing a camera, like an old SLR camera, I'm not selling them in bulk, and each one has to be tested, and each one has to make sure every little bit. You know, I won't get the AI isn't those AI listers aren't built for items like that, right?
No.
Because it's not really going to speed you up, and I wouldn't trust its comp values anyways. If it comes, I don't know if it comes up with like suggested prices, but it makes more sense for CDs that are much more of a generic product, right? Where
for sure,
you know, one CD with the same name is the same as all the rest, right?
And if you're doing CDs where the average cost is $10 to $15, you want to be pumping out as money as you can. So that's going to make it important to have tools like what Jamie's talking about.
Right.
Right. But if you're selling something for $300 to $500 and it's kind of a one-off, like Carl says, you got to go through it, and that's where your time is invested. So yeah, so it depends on what you're selling for sure.
So the bottom line is I think they're amazing tools, and I would use them if I had going through the right stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it's only going to get better. Like, you know, you're talking about ChatGPT. I like it. I do not trust it for valuing.
No, absolutely.
It's crazy wrong a lot of the time. So much so that it's kind of like,
dude, I trust it. It says everything's $1 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or zero.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
So,
I do think because it does use, like I said, they have a secondary program that's literally just meant to take photos, and it tells you if it's worth it or not. It'll basically tell you what it sells for on eBay, or if it's not even listed on eBay. It's pretty, I don't know. It's pretty smart anyway. Like I'm mostly just interested, like you said, to see where it goes. But yeah, it's fun to see somebody so invested. So the reason why this guy built this app as well is he does I think he does estate clear outs.
Yeah.
And he told me when we first started talking, he's like, I was spending way too much time listing. He's like, I have so much inventory. So for him, it was just, you know, building this as something that actually worked for his business. Because I think he said all the ones that he tried weren't that great for the same reason, because you'd have to correct too many things when you go back to look at it.
The thing about an estate, though, that I find is there's really not, unless it's a collection or something, but even the collections are different. But like you're going to be finding watches to clothing to photos to cameras to shoes to books to basically you're going to find a couple of things of everything. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And then I think it gets back to condition. Is the watch made of gold? Is it an Omega or is it a Timex? Like there's so many variables that you have to look up and figure out.
I listed a couple of watches with it the other day.
Omega?
No, not Omega. One was a Lacoste, which is like a fashion brand, right? You know, Lacoste with the alligator. Yeah. The other one was an Eddie Bauer watch.
So take us through the steps of an Eddie Bauer watch. Like what would you do? Like how would you do that? You would.
Yeah. So I take a picture of the face of the watch, at the back of the watch, which is going to have valuable information.
Yeah.
This was one of the ones that was like a stainless steel type of watch, probably from early 2000s or something.
Yeah.
I take a picture of the band so somebody could see the condition of the bands. And, you know, really, there's probably 5 to 6 pictures there. So you just you throw those in there. It pulls the information based off of like you said, probably using something like a Google Lens or a Gemini to figure out what the product is, research from eBay, and then it'll give you condition flaws. So if in your little crystal front on the watch, if it's got scuffs or weird things that look in the photo, it's gonna tell you all those things.
It's
So
really good at that, eh?
so
It notices things.
Yeah.
So if it's, you have to take good quality photos for it to obviously pick that stuff up, right?
Yes.
Like if you're 10 feet
gonna
back
be-
and it's blurry, it's not going to pick that up. You have to take nice, clean photos.
These are going to be your listing photos, so
Right.
you would anyway, unless you were
Right. No, for
unless
sure.
you were just using the Worth It app, which would be just to see if it was worth buying. But if you already brought this home, God, I hope you thought it was worth buying.
Dude, we both, and you know this, when you go on some of the people's listings, like
Yeah.
they're blurry photos, it's like they
Yeah.
moved. Like, it's horrible. But I'm just saying, just to make it clear, like you have to take really good photos, and then it picks all that shit up for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just, like I said, I'm just
No. I'm just trying to learn it from someone that has experience. That's all.
Yeah.
So I have not used Google Gemini because for some reason it's kind of coming up my phone. But a friend of mine that I have sold some things to, he has used it in front of me, and it's like crazy good, right? So it brings it up, and it can tell you flaws and a lot of different things as well.
ChatGPT is so good at seeing the little flaws. It's kind of amazing. It's like almost freaky good sometimes. It's like, oh, I see a bit of copper rub over there. And it's like, what are you talking about? I can say, oh yeah, you're right.
But, what's that bag of white powder on your counter there, Mom?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Or like I'll just like spurt at it like a half put together sentence and it knows what the hell I'm talking about. It's kind of funny.
The police will be there to investigate in 10 minutes.
But I would use the AI tool. I would look into it because I don't dismiss it for sure. Like
no, I think it's going in the right direction. So
yeah.
I like hearing. Well, did you guys pause or did I pause?
No.
Okay.
And there's also kind of a battle right now between all these AI listing tools to see which is going to be on top, right?
Yeah. Well, one will eventually, or they just get bought out, right? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes you create things in hopes that somebody buys you out, but no, I think it's interesting for sure, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for the robot to grab my stuff off the shelf, bring it, take photos of it, look for flaws, list it.
And then eBay sends you a notice. Oh, Scott, we don't need you anymore. We fired the robot.
I don't need eBay anymore. Maybe that's more like.
Oh, there's that too.
Right.
I just need the robot that goes to the fridge and gets me the ice cold soda, so I don't have to get up.
That's what I want.
That's called Stephanie. That's called Stephanie.
Oh, there you go.
She doesn't listen to the show, so I feel safe saying it. She's not home. She's at work, so I feel safe.
You still look a little nervous, though.
Well, because now there could be an AI robot, hanging around here, listening to every word.
That already happens at the medical office, eh? It says right there we have an AI listening to make notes for the doctor. So
I had to give my consent at my doctor's office last time that I was okay with it. I'm like, yeah, I guess so.
Well, our little puppy's going to turn into the eyes are going to glow red. She's going to start talking robotic. I'm telling Stephanie when she gets home. Little spy dog. Anyway, I'm going to sneeze here. Anything else, guys?
No, I don't think so. We'll do comments.
Okay. Yep.
I think we did this one with Tina already, right? Where she talked about Canada Post voted in favor of the collective agreement.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so we'll do the next one then.
Yep.
Tina Mac. I'm not finding much this year at yard sales so far. More and more people seem to be looking stuff up. So, when I'm down at the market, it's kind of a different area, right? And a lot of the people I've talked to down there have been complaining that they're not finding anything at the yard sales. And they're in a more rural area. People looking things up, yeah, that's definitely happening. Uh, yeah, and like around here, at least, it feels like there's less people having them and less people going to them. So I think Facebook Marketplace might have eaten a lot of the sales, but I don't really know.
You know what I found? Like this week was kind of in line with what Tina's saying, but I went to a place that is just off the highway, and it's one that I'm not familiar with. I've never gone before. But if we get back to where Jamie and I are, like Norfolk County, you got Port Rowan, you got Tilsonburg, you got these. I mean, Tilsonburg arguably could be the size of Ingersoll, but it's a different type of town. I find still good stuff there. Ingersoll was kind of the newer stuff. I still found some stuff, but I like our area. Would you agree, Jamie? Like you still find good prices.
Yeah.
But what I have found this year, surprisingly, given all the crap that's been going on with cross-border shipping and everything else, there's a lot of pickers out there. Like I found this year to be like, holy craps. Like, so could we say the economy, people are getting into it, they're selling on Facebook, who knows? But I found there's a lot of competition. And you got to get up early. You got to get up. You got to be out there at 6. You got to hit those early birds. Then you go around again. You hit the 7 o'clock people. Then you hit the 7:30 to 8 o'clock people. And by 9:30, you're kind of out of that town. And if you're not doing that, you're not gonna like the stuff I like anyway. You're not gonna maximize what you could be getting. So I just think the competition has gotten kind of fierce, and I think it's Jamie's channel that's doing
Blame
Yeah.
Jamie.
it. Damn it all, Jamie! No, but seriously, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think you got to get up early or you're not going to get anything. And the competition locally, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of the same people. I mean, I assume by the things you see them pick up that you can kind of tell what they're thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I still find stuff. If I went out there and didn't find stuff, I'd be more worried about it. I think just being smart about it and being, for me, open minded. I'm willing to sell anything. I mean, I gravitate towards certain things for sure more than others, but I'm open to selling just about anything.
Oh, I have a question. That one where the airplane, did they still have a PS3 or 4? I think it was a 3 for $100 for sale, or was it gone?
I
It would have been on the table to your right, coming up the driveway. Would have been like on the first table.
Yeah, I definitely seen a few consoles that were like super overpriced. I was just thinking that the last one I seen was one of the PS minis for like 120, but I think that was his last weekend. But no, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, people ask a lot, and it probably doesn't work or hasn't been reset, and just they assume it's
Yeah.
worth that much. Yeah, yeah, I see a lot of that.
There was like those slim, the PS2 slim things. I guess you were calling it a mini, but the smaller versions.
Yeah,
Uh, the Friday night in Port Rowan, and she had it in a Ziploc bag, but she wanted $100 for it. And
yeah,
I'm like, I said, oh, $100, and I just kind of put it down. She goes, well, people aren't buying. What do you think? What do you think? And I said, I can't give you an offer, right? I can't give you an offer. I said, I'm going to be way low. And then I give her, I'm in Waterford. This is what they do. I said, I can't pay $50, even to make 20, by the time everything comes off. So I said, so that's fine. I said, you'll sell it. I said, you're going to, she goes, well, what do you give him? Give me a deal. Give me a number. And then I looked she was doing that. I lifted up another item and I could smell smoke.
oh,
Like,
yeah.
no, 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 I don't want to take it from you. You'll sell it for that price. Good luck. And then I
I've
walked
said
out.
that too when I don't really want to give the $20 offer on the $100 asking price. Like,
Well,
yeah,
I would have been fine with that, but it was in a Ziploc bag, so I'm not smelling it. But other item, when I walk further into the garage past that Ziploc bag, now this is not the plain girl. This is Port
yeah,
Rowan. This is a whole
Yeah.
different person. And then you start smelling smoke off things, and I'm like, well, that's in a Ziploc bag, so I'm not going to smell smoke. But everything else, I'm like, no, 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 and I just walked right out of the garage because you can't. I don't care if people smoke, but you can't you can't sell stuff that smells like smoke. You know what I mean? Like people are going to complain. So anyway, I don't know. Kind of digress there, but there were just a couple things that reminded me were there. What did you're reading the converse?
Should we keep going? Because I can't even I think we could. So, looking stuff up and asking outrageous prices.
Yeah.
I'll keep trying. I'll hit a good one eventually. Yeah, like you kind of have to find that one, right? Like,
yep.
I found a bag of vintage Emperor Strikes Back figures, and she wanted $5 for the whole bag, including some good Fisher Price ones too. And it's like, okay, that's the sort of prices I'm looking for, you know?
Yeah.
Haven't been to a movie in many years. Decided to go see Disclosure this weekend. Hope it's good.
That looks good.
Yeah.
You know what I heard is good is actually the He-Man movie is actually good.
Oh, yeah. I heard it's not.
That's funny, eh?
I hope it's good. Just the reviews I've seen on YouTube say it's not, but
I think you have to go into.
I hope it's good.
As a popcorn movie, right? Like, you know, but who knows?
Well, I mean, when I saw the trailers, I thought it looked promising.
It looked funny. Like,
yeah. I thought it, I mean, He-Man is kind of like a weird thing, but, you know, I don't know. We'll see. Like, I mean, if Sam Raimi was to direct it, you know, it's going to be good. You know, you guys know Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi did Evil Dead. He did.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. Like he did the, he's more horror, you know. So if
you have to treat it right, you know, it's like the Barbie movie. You have fun. You know, don't worry about stuff, and you make it good, and then people will go
Barbie
see it.
Movie.
Right? Yeah, it was really good. At least I enjoyed it. So
yeah, it's funny. It's like quirky for sure.
Yeah,
I would like to see Barbie versus He-Man.
Yeah. Well, both of them were made to basically sell. Well, actually, He-Man was definitely made to just sell figures, right? So,
well, I think they started selling the figures before they even had a book. Like, wasn't He-Man kind of like it was
a commercial
competition really for something, and it was commercialized toys before it was even a.
Yeah, I think they came with the toys and they made the cartoon for the toys.
And then they followed up. Yeah. Anyway, so disclosure, that looks really good. That looks good for sure.
Yeah.
And you know what? If we want to get a little bit into the movie section, Obsession and Backrooms, made by YouTubers in their 20s.
Yeah.
And they're crushing it at the box office. They're saying like horror movies is kind of maybe this year's thing, but they're just the fact that they're YouTubers created these things and now they've kind of win in mainstream. You know what I mean? Like very good for them. Happy for them. So it's maybe a couple other horror movies you want to check out. Backrooms to me looks like it's more of a psychological thing, but Obsession looks like really fun. Looks kind of really fun. So I don't want to give it away, but I haven't seen it yet. But what one there was? I think I could get this wrong, but I think the Star Wars movie was like $250 million or something ridiculous to make, and they made. I don't know. I could get this wrong too, but they were around 100. They were way low compared to what it cost to make. But the Obsession was 750,000, and they made and they're up to like almost 200 million. You know what I mean? So it's like such a low investment with a big thing. But if you got a big investment, you got to sell a lot of tickets to make that up. So, and that was a YouTuber that made that movie.
I'm just over here waiting for. I think next weekend the new Toy Story comes out.
Really? I don't even know.
Yeah, Toy Story. I think is it 5 already? It's a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear.
Yep. Yeah. Somebody's got to get Tim Allen some money.
Yeah. How about Oh shit! A Scary Movie 6 or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely watch it. I don't need to go to the theaters to see it, but I'll
Yeah,
definitely.
that's probably the same.
Yeah, although I probably will go to the theaters to see the new Jackass movie, which is supposed to be the last one.
I'll wait for it to come to home too.
You don't want to see a wiener like in full screen, big.
Just, what were they doing? They were doing something. They were getting kicked in the groin by the horse or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Or was it in the previews, wasn't it like a Tesla robot or something was kicking him in the nuts?
Maybe it was a Tesla robot. It was something anyways.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're nuts. Wow.
That's all highbrow stuff in case you're wondering, Carl. No.
Yeah, it's like I've never seen any of these movies.
Well, Jamie's friends with what's his name? He was in Delhi.
Oh, Steve-O.
Steve-O.
Yeah.
Jamie's friends with Steve-O.
Yeah, follow him around. Docker, friend, whatever you call it. It's fine, same thing.
But you went to watch him live in Delhi, right?
Yeah, I've seen him. I think at least seen him like 3 times or something. But yeah, I've seen Delhi. Yep.
That's hilarious. Steve-O. They're crazy. They're just nuts. They're just nuts. Like they're just out to lunch. There's no way. Like that's just.
Well, I mean, I would say in the early days it was drugs and alcohol, but most of them are sober now. So I don't know what fuels it these days.
Yeah, relapse. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
Concussions.
Yeah,
Concussion lobe damage.
Yeah,
one of them died too. Didn't one of them die?
Oh.
Yeah, I think Ryan Dunn died. I think he drove his car off the side of a road or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Alrighty. So, thanks, Tina. Thanks for the comment.
Yeah, thanks, Tina.
And don't do any spoiler alerts on disclosure, but we'd like to hear your thoughts on it and where as a world, the real world, are we headed? Does it give any clues? We'll see. I'll definitely probably go see it this weekend. I do have a wedding on Saturday, so I don't know if I'll be able to get out there, but I'm sure I'll be able to go see it before our next episode. But okay, we're over on the YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah. Randy. Nova Scotia Celt 5218. Never stop. That certainly applies to me. Good. Because we're talking about him making some changes. Though I am trying to downsize to move, I just spent Saturday morning on a 40-mile yard sale through the back roads of Pictou. 40-mile yard sale. That would be awesome. Gotta scratch that itch. Nice. Well, good for you, Randy.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that, Jamie? I know you've gone to the East Coast quite a bit. Like, have you heard of this 40-mile thing, or
No.
you got friends out there too? So
Yeah, it sounds awesome though.
yeah, 40 miles, eh? Imagine that. Better load up a trailer. But, all right. Well, thanks, Randy, for the comment. Never quit. Never say surrender. Never stop. All right, Carl.
I'll do the other Randy because he's talking to me here. So, Carl, I'm not saying you're wrong. Okay, good. Awesome. Thanks, Randy. Oh, wait. But I agree with Scott on the Barbie deal. Once they removed the best stuff, the X times cost to profit changed. Plus, you don't know what else they did. So I know what else they did because I actually had pictures of everything I was buying. So I knew what they took out. So I knew exactly what I was buying. And they actually put in a couple of extra things there for me. One of them was like, I really wish it worked. It didn't work though. It's like, you know those cats with the eyes that go back and forth?
Yeah, the
It's
clock.
like, it was one of those. It was like a modern one, but even the modern ones are still worth like $50.
Like a clock.
Yeah, it's a clock for the wall. Yeah, and
Did
the
it
tail
have a
goes
tail?
back and forth.
And it had the tail and everything?
Yeah, and the eyes go back and forth, you know?
Yep.
it would totally have sold at the booth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it doesn't. It. I hear it like trying to work, like tick, tick, tick. But anyways, I got it for free. I didn't know I was getting it. It was in the box. So
sometimes you find them without the tail. And you have to know there's a tail there because sometimes people might not know there's supposed to be a tail, but there is.
Yeah, the
And
vintage ones can be $100 plus.
And if they're from the '60s,
oh yeah, those are
right.
good.
Those are good. So
those are plug-in, but this one's more modern. But still, it would have sold for $40 or $50. I'm pretty sure. So, anyways, it didn't work. But I knew exactly what I was getting. So, yeah, I was upset because it was the cream of the crop, disappeared from the sale. But then, you know, I got it, and that's what I've been doing the last week is going through that. And I took all the lower end stuff and I've dumped it in the booth. And then the higher end stuff I'm going to put on eBay, which I haven't dealt with yet. So we'll see how it comes out in the end. I would say not interested to move on and not let it take up any more headspace. That was definitely a possibility, right? But I tried to look at it as if I was from scratch. Because don't forget, I've already done the valuation on all that stuff anyways, except for a lot of the lower end stuff. I didn't even bother. So, you know, I would have rather have had the other deal, but it still wasn't a bad deal. It's just, you know, but that's totally fine. Like everyone's a little different on how they want to do things.
I think also we're kind of saying like, don't feel obligated to take the deal because you guys already kind of come up with an agreement on something and then they took something away. Because he does say each time you do that, it gets easier the next time. Like sometimes it's just principle too, right? Like if you're dealing with gold chains, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I'm just saying like everything's different, but
just to be clear, we did not have an agreement.
Well, you did say that
I made an offer. On the initial deal, I made an offer. They didn't agree to it.
Okay.
So they didn't renege. They might have, you could say they reneged on what they were offering.
Yeah.
But they never agreed to a deal anyways. So to me, it's not a deal unless, you know.
Right. But they did put this out there for an offer.
They did.
And I'm trying to even remember exactly. This has been going on for like a month now, right?
Yeah, so. Like most of I find that with a lot of my deals, they take a while to, you know, but this was for a bunch of Barbie stuff.
Right.
And a bunch of, I can't even remember the name of it now, but it's like a second tier stuff too, right? More Canadian collectible, which is still worth money, but not at the Barbie level, right? And I did get Barbie stuff, right? I got Alan. I don't know if you guys saw the Barbie movie, but I got Alan. I got Ken.
Oh, so they're like that modern?
Well, no, the 60s. The Alan dolls from the 60s, actually.
Oh, so. Okay.
But none of that.
I don't know. I don't know Barbies. Like, it's probably. I don't know. I know Jamie's really into the Barbies.
Oh yeah.
I'm into money. Like
he's into the Barbies with hockey jerseys. Oh, dude, I know what I saw. Someone was selling, and I thought of you right away. They had like 6 NASCAR jackets, Cheerios ones. They had, I don't know if Kellogg's was one, but they had them all hanging up. They wanted $100 a piece.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll buy them all if you knock 50% off. And she smiled. She goes, no. And I said, seriously. I said, I will buy all of them if you knock 50% off. And they didn't budge. And then they had an Old Spice Office Depot sweater, mint condition, for $8.
Oh, that's all right. That's good.
Yeah. And I'm like, why do you have like 100 or 100? Like there was one jacket with 150. The rest were all 100. And then you got this one for $8. Like
yeah, it's funny. Eh?
It just doesn't make any sense, right?
You know what's funny is the last private buy I did, the one before, where I got a bunch of big marbles. for free. She just gave them to me for free, and then they smashed everywhere and went on the floor. Remember I said that story?
Yeah.
Those have been selling out of the booth.
Really?
So I'm
For
asking $3 each
$3
or
a piece.
2 for $5. And I've been selling quite a few, but they were free. So,
Free is good. Now, are they buying them in groups or are they buying them individually or both?
Both, but not
Right.
huge groups. Usually they get 2 for $5 or something like that. Right.
Okay.
It's just funny. It's like the stuff they care about the least is the stuff actually moving for me.
That's usually the case.
Yeah.
It's crazy how that works. But if you pay a lot for something, it's harder. It seems to be harder to sell than if you pay, like, if you got it for free or paid like nothing for it. I don't know why that is.
Okay. I would say not just move on and not let it take up any more headspace. Each time you do that, it gets easier the next time, but we all process things differently, which is great. Yeah, we do, for sure.
Yep. And I think a lot of it, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the psychology of it and stuff like this, but Randy's out in the country. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Is there something to that aspect of it too? We just kind of, I don't know.
I don't know. I met her. She was great. She was really nice. We got along really good. So, and the best thing is she gave me 2 more bins, like the red bins I already have anyways. So they work perfectly into my already collection of bins in the house. So win-win.
You get so many bins that
you do
start thinking about selling the bins off.
When someone says they want to keep their bins, I'm kind of happy. It's like, yes.
Yeah. So, because I just get, I got tons of bins and they're just stacked in. So I took some of the bins. I remember when my nephew was helping my nephew's fiance there. I took a bunch of bins with me so we could put stuff from the storage unit and take it and they're like, do you want the bins back? And I'm like, no, just take them. Like,
yeah.
I don't need them back. Are you sure? And I'm like, trust me, I don't need them. It's like
when I first started, it's like, yay, a bin. Now I'm like, oh no, a bin.
Especially if there's no lid. If there's no lid on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then it's like just
off to Valley Village you go.
Yeah. Jamie has a great system. Jamie is like the most like I want to say the word neat, but that's not really it. I think it's more than that. I think it's like his system is like precision. Like he comes here, he brings his own totes. They're all the exact same size. They're all the same, right? They all have lids. He takes the stuff, he puts them in there. They fit perfectly in his car, and then he can stuff some stuff around. I mean, like he like this guy is like precision. You know what I mean? You are. You got it down to like like I just throw things in, and like
me too.
Sometimes glass gets mixed in with metal. You know what I mean? And I'm like, holy shit, I'm glad that didn't break. But I just pile it in there, and sometimes I'll take a corner and things will fall over. But Jamie's like, dude, he's got it all down to an inch.
Yeah, try to be as the available space I have. I try to use every inch of it if I can, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's. I was impressed, but I mean, when you look at your shed, you kind of see that same mentality within your shed too. Like you don't like a lot of clutter. You try to keep things neat. You have,
yeah.
You see one of your videos a while ago. You had a bunch of boxes that were piling up in the one corner, and you sound really stressed over that. And I'm like, dude, that's the least of my problems.
Yeah, it's a normal problem for a reseller. But I'm just like, oh man, like I'm just thinking. I mean, nobody cares, and I realize the real answer is nobody cares. But in my head, I'm thinking like, this is like 3 videos in a row, and this corner is getting worse, not better.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to say something about it. Do I really care? Probably not. It's just sort of
because you sounded like you were like a little bit like stressed out about it. I'm like, dude, I wish that was my only problem.
Probably more embarrassed about it than stressed out. I'm like, oh, really? Sorry, you gotta look at my junk, but whatever.
Oh, you saw my house, dude.
Yeah, it's normal. That's like exactly what you expect for somebody collecting stuff to sell.
Yeah. But it's a gong show, like stuff all over the place. I don't even know what's in all the boxes or anything. It's just look
This
you,
room's currently in a mess because I'm trying to go through stuff. So this room's that I'm in currently, the floor is a disaster because I've got a donation box, I'll look at later box. This is the next thing up.
a
I've got
cat in a bag.
a cat in a bag, yeah, a box that's going to be like for the booth. So it just feels like yeah. But I mean, that's how you got to work through this stuff to actually get it out of your house. That's it's hard. This is the hard part. Hardest part.
I'm complimenting you though. Like I thought that was pretty impressive how you have everything fit just perfectly. Like that was, I wished I had that ability. Like I don't know. My brain doesn't work that way.
No, I get what you're saying. I appreciate it.
You're structured. That's the word. It's very structured, very
organized. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you represent that stack behind Carl, and I represent everything on Carl's floor.
Oh my God.
Like,
yeah,
you're
but I
all
mean,
neat and tiny, and I'm like a disaster.
The perception, is not always reality. You see that, and to me, I feel like the duck on top of the water. He looks fine, but his little feet, they're kicking. My feet are kicking. Trust me.
And they're getting bit by piranhas, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just go like that, and then it's like, oh, it's great. Everything's organized. Like I have my tape there. It's all good.
Yeah.
Just don't look to the side. Yeah.
But all right, and but we all process differently. Okay, and doing it wrong's here. Congrats on the interview, Scott. I think that's the one on Instagram. I think that it's just kind of a promotional thing for the store. Like it was.
I thought it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook too.
Oh, is it on Facebook?
Yep.
I'll have to go back and look. I assume
I don't
for a job.
What's that?
I said I'll have to go back and look your Instagram. I assume he meant an interview for a job, like Stelco or something. But you did like an interview with the antique market. I missed that.
Yeah, I didn't have an interview for a job. I mean, I've put in a couple of locations where I have contacts for a job.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry.
But I think the interview is I think it was the one because there was a comment about the one on Instagram.
It's with Waterford Market where you have your antique booth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have to go back and check that out. I missed it somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, thanks doing it wrong. But more importantly, it's good to see you here. Like we haven't had a comment from doing it wrong for a while. So good to see you back.
Yeah.
And,
awesome.
I always enjoyed your comments. So feel free to comment anytime.
Yeah. Thanks for saying hi.
And I hope everything's going well. Doing it wrong. I'm not sure exactly where it's from other than the US, but I'm not sure whereabouts exactly. It might come to me if it was said before. But hope everything's going well and good to hear from you. So, without a doubt. Anything else, guys?
No, I think that's good. Unless there's something else you want to say, Jamie?
No, I'm good. I'm ready for a peanut butter and jam sandwich, I think.
Oh, yeah? Steph and I were just talking about that. We were talking about that because our son was over. And he was about to make one and send his kid to school. And then he realized, we can't send peanut butter to school, right?
No.
And we're talking about the good old days when you could take peanut butter and jam sandwiches to school. But, and then we're like, oh, that sounds so good. Because like,
that was my breakfast.
Yeah?
Well, maybe not a sandwich, but it was peanut butter and jam, yeah.
Peanut butter and jam sandwich with a dill pickle. Oh, that's the best.
Really? So my wife was telling me about the dill pickle peanut butter thing, and I'm like, what? I've never, couldn't even imagine.
I don't put them together. I eat, so I'll bite the sandwich and then I'll bite the pickle, but I don't slice the pickle, which is interesting if that's what your wife was talking about. But
yeah, I think so.
But I had crackers, cheese, and a dill pickle just before bed last night. That was so good. But our little dog loves cheese, so got to share. But I don't know. Anything else, guys? What's going on this weekend? Are you guys going yard sailing?
No.
Carl.
Yes, but I'm on baseball.
What's that?
Yes, but I'm also going to baseball Jays game
Oh,
on.
okay. Well, you got season tickets, so that's good.
Yeah.
Dude, the Jays are so frustrating this year. They get going and they get on a little bit of a streak, and you think they're going to hit 500, and all of a sudden they lose like a couple in a row over stupid.
Yeah. It's been
Either someone's not hitting, or someone makes a mistake, or they leave so many men on base. It's like that was the problem last year, was the men on base, right?
yeah. Yeah, it's been
And
pretty bad. But hopefully when they get healthy, I mean they're running out of time, really. They're turning around pretty soon, but hopefully when they get healthy they can put a run together at least.
well, what do you think the catcher situation? Are they going to bring Kirk back, or are they
Oh yeah,
going to?
Kirk, yeah, no doubter for sure. What happens to Tyler Heidemann? I don't know.
I'm thinking of the other guy.
You got to keep Venezuela. How do you say his name? Venezuela. Venezuela. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because his hitting is really good.
Yeah, yeah. He's been great. He's been really good because I mean, Heidemann is a really good catcher, but
Yeah.
off he's so bad, really bad. Yeah,
For what you skipped there? Good catcher, but what?
bad at offense. He's just not a good hitter.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got decent speed if he gets on base or whatever, but like it's just you don't expect any offense from him, from sure.
okay. So what
Valenzuela, that's it. Brendan Valenzuela. Yeah.
is he going to be the backup, or are they just going to alternate?
I think, yeah, I think he'll probably fill in. I think they'll keep Kirk, obviously. They just paid him a big contract at the end of last year. So it'll be Kirk and him, I think. I think you'll see Tyler's going to get DFA'd. And hopefully he clears waivers, which just means if nobody else wants him, he could end up on our farm system, like our farm team if he wants to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think someone will pick him up. There's a lot of teams out there hurting for catchers. So hard to clear waivers when you're, an older guy.
Do you think if they got the right money, they would get rid of Venezuela or whatever is how you pronounce it?
I don't know.
Or is
I
he
mean,
just
he's got
too good?
options.
Huh?
He's got options, right? So like he could technically they could send him back to Buffalo, right? To Double A, but why would you? He's been the offense, right? Like to get rid of him would make no sense.
The only thing I find, and it's probably his build, because he's probably a little too muscular. He's having a hard time throwing people out on the steal.
Oh, really? So he's got his mechanics are not good, but his arm strength is really good. So he throws super hard. But yeah, sometimes it gets a little wonky. But yeah,
like for him to get up, like he's a big guy, so to stand up and throw that ball to third, he's having a tough time. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, he's relying on the.
He seems like a big guy, right? So
yeah.
But I mean, he seems more of a ball player than Kirk. Kirk seems like a reseller like myself more than a baseball player.
Yeah, he's got like the dad bod for sure. Bigger guy. Yeah.
5'8", beer belly.
Yeah.
Who's the better thrower? Well, leave it at one more question. Who's the better? Is Kirk good at throwing people out?
I would take Alejandro Kirk every day of the week.
Really, eh?
Yeah, overall, I just think he's great with the pitching staff. He's hit some huge clutch hits for the Jays. He's not a guy who strikes out all the time, and he's got some pop. I would take him. I think he's top tier in MLB.
The only thing as a pitcher I would not like is he holds his glove down until they're already into the windup.
Yeah, he's not setting up. Yeah,
he needs to if I was a pitcher, because I used to pitch softball, I needed a target. You know what I mean? And they're already in their windup about to throw, and then he puts his glove up, and I'm like, that would screw me up. But I mean, those guys are professionals. Those guys, but I don't know. But, and they need Barger. They need Barger outfield. Like even though those other guys are doing good, Barger is a beast. So
yeah. I think once they get healthy, if they could put it all together, I think they could still go on a run. But yeah. Right,
and
Carl?
They need to sit Sprague out.
Who's on first? What?
Yeah, exactly. Sprague needs to be traded.
Oh, Springer, you think?
Or Springer.
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, he's not. Yeah,
I think everything's gone to his head, and he thinks he's better than what he is. And I know he's
it's,
being frustrated right now, but
it's just it's funny what aged out in baseball is, right? Like if you're 38 in baseball, forget how old he exactly is. He's probably 37, 38. That's old for baseball. You know,
yeah,
eyesight, it all factors in. He's just kind of on the wrong side of it. You know, you're hoping he can put together a really good stretch. He can certainly still hit home runs. He's just not having contact whatsoever, right?
yeah.
Same with Vlad. He's having the worst year of his career after getting $500 million from Rogers. He can't
But
seem to put the ball
but
in
his
play.
batting average is still over 300,
No, it's down in like the 280s now because
280s, which
he
still
went like
not horrible.
no. He started the year off with a good average, but he not for power, and he went 0 for 15 recently. He just got his first hit the other night, which was more of an error than an actual hit. But yeah,
All righty. Anything
hopefully,
else, guys?
no, I
Nope.
think we're
All right.
We could talk about pivot tables.
What's that?
We could talk about pivot tables.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
All righty. All right. Well, thanks everyone for your comments. Thanks for listening. Get out there and sell lots. You guys sell lots, buy lots. Home run weekend,
Yeah.
both on the field and off. I don't know. Does that? There we go. But all right. Well, thanks for coming on, Jamie.
Yeah.
Check out Jamie Thrift on Fire. We should have put that at the beginning. Sorry about that. But we'll definitely put it in the comments, as we always do, on time and everything. So we'll put it in the description. But go watch Jamie's channel. Just trying to think what's going on there, Jamie. Like, I mean, you showed some. Anything you want to talk about that's upcoming? Maybe like people should be on the lookout for.
I'm just trying to switch up content a little bit. I've been doing, we're back into garage sale season, so I've been trying to throw a garage sale video up every week right now. My last what sold is way different than just a straight order pull. It's like rapid what solds, a little more detail, getting into some eBay news. Just trying to change things, do things a little different, so it's not just always the same content. I kind of pulled, my audience, and people said that they like variety more than just doing the same thing over and over. So I've been trying to do a little bit of variety.
Okay. You haven't done one about going to your booth recently.
No, yeah, I should do that for sure.
Yeah. Let's see your booth. Show everyone your stuff. Is it full? Have you got it filled up? Full.
Yeah, it's pretty full. I mean, there's more room for sure.
Yeah, I'm always got room, but yeah, it's hard to keep it full. But I know you had just moved in there the last time I saw it, so you had some shelves and stuff like that empty. But I mean, that takes time to fill it up for sure, especially if things are selling, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
usually have an area that needs better handling or it's not efficient.
All right, Carl. Any big news coming up?
Not really. I've been busy doing lots of other things, so
okay.
I'm good. I have lots of inventory. I have good stuff. I got some cameras ready for the booth the other week there, and it just sucks when you have like $100 items just sitting around, right?
Yeah,
but it is fun finding $100 items that you didn't really remember you had.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm good.
I agree. You got to get that stuff out there and sold. So that was a comment Doing It Wrong had said years ago. I say years because it was when I got these toy soldiers. He said, "Get them listed," and I'm like, now I wish I did. Now I wish I took that advice because of all the crap that's been going on. But anyway, ramble. Have a good week, guys. We'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Bye, everyone.
Right.